Commence primary ignition.
Hey man, it's me, Kevin Smith, Silent Bob, and all those terrible Jay and Silent Bob type pictures, and you're watching the Virtual Cantina Network, ladies and gentlemen. Watch your arm.
You'll never find the more wretched hive of scum and villainy.
How appropriate that line was.
Okay,
Well,
you are
thank-
out of control, Jeff. The Wilhelm scream in that is.
Well, thank you, Lunchbox. We appreciate that one. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another week of the Virtual Cantina Watch Along. We're very happy to be here tonight as we have a very special guest, but we'll get to him in a minute. But as we are watching Return of the Jedi tonight, we have Writing Chewie. Jeff, how are you, sir?
Good. Glad to be here. Another fun episode. Great show. I mean, a great movie. One of the best. So, and great guest, too. So
Excellent. And also we have
So if he's writing Chewie, am I writing Wicket?
Sure. Let's go with that. You're
yeah,
writing
there you
Wicket.
go. On the speeder bike.
How you doing there, Dave?
I am doing well. As a bunch of people, if you watch the watch along on a regular basis, you should know this is my favorite movie. I will say not necessarily the best, but this is my favorite. So,
Well,
Me too.
looking forward to it.
and I'm very excited to bring this gentleman in as well. He had told me that this was his favorite movie, and I was like, okay, let's get him on a watch along. You might know him as the Banff Man, but it's JC from Scum and Villainy. How you doing, JC?
I'm I'm okay. I have a house full of people with the flu,
Oh,
so I am I'm walking a very fine line here of being a good parent and not getting sick.
Keep up the good work.
We're stoked to have you on our show tonight. And if you have any questions for JC about Scum and Villainy or just general pop culture, shenanigans, please, put them in the chat. Dave, if someone wanted to ask a question, how would they do so?
If whatever your platform you're on, whether you're with us on Facebook or YouTube or Twitch or X, all you got to do is put a comment in there and they pop right up over here on our screen and we can put them right there. Hello. Hey, Richard and or Sarah.
Yes.
So good evening.
So we
There
have a
you
few
go.
people that have commented already. So if you
There we
if you have a question or a comment for any of us, especially JC, throw it in there and we'll address it at some point. Sarah's on the same page as both of you guys with the favoring of Return of the Jedi.
Yes.
So we'll get to a whole lot about obviously Return of the Jedi and what's called Scum and Villainy, Rendezvous, and a whole bunch of other stuff. We have a bunch of stuff too we could all talk about right now. First and foremost, I want to chat about the fact that Rebel Scum Con, which we will be at this coming summer, has announced 4 Mandalorian guests as part of their con right now, with Brendan Wayne, Lateef Crowder, David Accord, and VCN Hall of Famer. Not that Brendan's not VCN Hall of Famer as well, but John Goodson doing his first convention appearance, meaning that not he has come to shows with us, but this is his first con. So you have the father of the Razor Crest with the 2 Mandos and the voice of Grogu coming to Texas. But we also announced last week there's going to be a Fanboys reunion, and they announced Sam and Dan Fogler going to be in Texas this year. And you can get our Friends or Let Friends Hawk the Trek t-shirt on our TeePublic store right now. And you can wear that while you're going to get your photo ops with the cast of Fanboys. We're very excited about it. It's one of those movies that should be represented at a Star Wars convention of any sort of kind.
It's a great movie.
JC, when that movie came out, I mean, did that speak to you as like it spoke to the rest of us?
Yeah,
Well, you especially.
went and I saw it in the movie theater twice, I think.
Nice.
I was super excited when that movie came out. And then I was working at a company called Young Hollywood at the time. And right after the movie came out, and maybe it was the next year, Jamie King had come in to do some promotional thing do a promotional interview. And Kyle came in with her and was just hanging out. And I was so excited to meet Kyle, who had made Fanboys.
Yes.
You fanboyed about Fanboy?
I did. I did. And I made some really bad jokes that I don't think Kyle thought was very funny.
Well, we're very excited about at for Rebel Scum Con this coming summer. It should be a really great show, and obviously we're talking about a whole slew of stuff that are going to be happening not only within 26 but 27 as well. But we got a lot of interesting Star Wars news in the past week or so. We got a lot of stuff between conversations first and foremost about Starfighter, that there's going to be no legacy characters going to be represented. So that should be kind of interesting. And we know that, supposedly Tom Cruise helped direct a lightsaber battle in the water, but no characters. But, I find that intriguing. I'd be interested to see how they do that without maybe not even having a stormtrooper, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm wondering how they're going to tie it in more to the broader universe that way, right?
Yeah.
I think it's neat. It's like, if you look at the first couple episodes of Skeleton Crew, there's no legacy anything in Skeleton Crew. And those episodes are wonderful. So,
True.
I'm sure I'm excited. I'm excited to see something like Mandalorian and Grogu. It's going to deliver all the nostalgia you can. It's going to be like eating 5 pounds of nostalgia gummy bears. Hopefully you don't eat too many and your stomach isn't upset at the end of it. But coming off the heels on that, I think it's really cool that Starfighter will be its own thing. It'll be like going back and watching A New Hope, where every single thing is something new.
Right.
Agreed. And then we had a double dose of we overdosed on trailers this past week in the fandom, in the geekdom as well. Let's first talk about, I know that he's Old Man Hitting in the Cloud, but let's get JC's opinion on this. What did you think of the Masters of the Universe trailer?
Oh my God, I loved it. I thought I was not going to like it, and I liked it so much. And I know, like Kevin Smith rebooted the Masters of the Universe cartoon and kind of did like
better
the last 2 seasons and of the cartoon. Like that was supposed to be a continuation of the cartoon, and people got mad at him because they're like, why is Tila the main character? And I was like, Tila was always kind of the main character. If you watch the plot of that show.
Adam was a doof.
Yeah, like Tila's the one who like was the sorceress's daughter and the whole thing. That's all in the episodes of the original. This, I know they like changed some of it. I know like Roboto didn't follow the action figure mold, and I know that like Adam is on Earth to start, but his mom was from Earth in the cartoon. So it's not unprecedented that Adam would be from Earth and he's going back to meet up.
Well, and we can give them that because the whole other movie was about being on Earth.
Yeah, there's elements of that as well. Yeah,
the movie that shall not be named.
But
I like that movie.
I did too.
Cringer looks great. Like Snake Mountain looks great. Castle Grayskull looks great. Skeletor looks great. If you're gonna just nitpick about like, I don't know, like some little plot points, like they got the character design and stuff right. You know, it wasn't like they didn't X-Men 2000 it and make fun of the costumes. They leaned into the cartoon, which I think is cool. It's like, what a world we live in where that's, you can spend $200 million to put He-Man in like a furry underwear.
Very, very true. Very true. Well, I hope they do some sort of nods. I mean, I always like when they do throw a nod into like the other movies or anything of that nature. I mean, we were talking about this earlier that we're a lot of us are fans of the Dolph Lundgren He-Man for various reasons, especially because Frank Langella was just awesome as Skeletor in that movie. But I hope they do something, you know, just like a little nod, whether it's like a little Easter egg somewhere that we can, you know, be excited. Maybe like even S's and G's bring in Gwildor just for a second. Like I would be like, I thought that was
Gwildor runs by in the background.
Exactly.
Yeah,
His thing is
Tono.
Yes,
there you go.
Amazing.
Dolph should have been King Randor. Just saying. Missed
Oh,
up.
that would have been interesting.
Mm.
Yeah, some more like throwback references to those things would be pretty cool.
I thought Alison Brie looked very good as Evil Lynn. So
yeah, if you look out there, there's some either Facebook Reels or TikToks that have dropped recently about her and some of the other cast members live reacting to the first time they've seen their action figure.
Yeah.
And that's because, you know, that's one of my favorite questions for celebrities is, you know, how did you feel the first time you saw your action figure? Well, they've done it, and it's so
nice.
Look for those.
Oh yeah, those are all over the internet now. As people are like going back, it's with the new figures. It's going to be kind of interesting to see how that goes. But let's talk about the other, you know, character in the room. Who's a lot of, you know, friends of JC's and friends of Scum and Villainy and friends of ours. Maul Shadowlord. Wow, that looks insane.
That looked really good.
Yeah.
I am not. I mean, I love Sam, but I never caught the Darth Maul bug the way everybody seemingly did in 1999 and has since. I also, when they brought him back, I was like, what is this? A soap opera? What's going on? But
yeah,
the like
Bobby returns from the dead.
Yeah, but the way that they've been able to add backstory and depth to the character, I think is really cool. And man, the show looks excellent.
I mean, I love the fact, obviously, you know, a good friend of all of ours, Vanessa, coming back in this one, which the conversations happen is like, watch, she's going to become the armorer in this. I'm like, stop with that rumor. Like, she's not the armorer. Stop with that. Why are you trying to make something out of nothing? But also, you know, you got David W. Collins back working with Sam on this project, and David's a character, and it just, you know, we're eating well this year. Like, we got like live action in the movies. We got a couple animated projects. We have, you know, a Disney Plus program coming out this year. We're hitting all the fandom points in a year just before Celebration.
Park update. It's going to be interesting.
Yes.
For those of us that frequent the parks.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But the other thing we obviously want to talk about is first and foremost is Rendezvous Cantina, which we are all very, very excited about. And the VCN, I want to first, from our point of view, is from all of us, JC, thank you for asking the VCN to come in on the ground level to help out with the initial launch for this. I think that we showed up.
You guys have been amazing. Honestly, like really awesome. You guys, all the members, you guys have really built something really special, I think, which is, it's so cool to, it's so cool to see like fans coming together, activating, hanging out. doing the things that like make Star Wars fun instead of just fighting about stupid stuff on the internet.
Right.
For sure.
They can fight about stupid stuff in person.
There you go. That's the way to do it.
Well, didn't Kevin say back like close to 15 years ago, the internet's only for looking at porn and slamming people anonymously?
Yeah. Yep.
Indeed.
But Jeff and I, at the beginning of the month, we were very lucky to actually meet up with JC and do a walkthrough of the new facility in its bare bones, and that was pretty awesome. Like just to see, when you walk through the blueprints and actually your concepts and everything. We're looking at something very special, kids. We're looking at something that's going to be a haven, not just what we have in Hollywood, but someplace that it's literally underneath the AMC 16, so you can go
IMAX.
see Doomsday this year, and then rather than go to B-Dubs or Yard House, go talk with other geeks downstairs and have a Marvel themed cocktail or mocktail or anything of that nature. It's really, really exciting. And JC, you got some amazing plans and ideas of how this is going to grow. And besides the VCN, how's it been going with like outside VCN, realm?
So we're still in friends and family. We are still navigating the waters, getting all of the paperwork filed with the SEC. Hopefully we're coming up on the finish line to that. We're going to be doing an event a week from Saturday, so keep your eyes peeled. If you've put a reservation in so far, you should have gotten an email. If you didn't, check your junk mail. And much more will be revealed next Saturday, the 7th, and then there will be many more updates once we are out of friends and family and have gone wide. You will see all sorts of stuff coming from us, stuff coming from Kevin, stuff coming from VCN. It's pretty cool. And you guys got to see. You guys got to see it at its inception. Like you will. The next time you walk in there, it's going to be like a completely different spot. And for anybody watching at home, Spencer, Jeff, and I had lunch in Burbank, and I had them open up the doors. So we went in, and I had printed out the blueprints, and we put them on the ground and got to imagine what it will all look like.
It's a great space, and it's going to be insane when it's done.
And I'm so excited as well. As we mentioned, we'll reveal which one of our events we're going to be doing. But yes, the VCN will be having an event before Star Wars Celebration 2027 at the Rendezvous. So we're very, very excited about that. And we're very excited about the fact that we get to partner, because we all talk about this, is that JC's ideals about Star Wars and the fandom line up directly with what we're trying to do over here. And it's just a perfect amalgamation of our communities working together to put something this good and this great out there. So couldn't happen any better, as a time for anybody. But also I want to plug right now is that if you go to scumandvillainy.com or foundingfleet.com right now, you can reserve your spot in the founding fleet of the Scum and Villainy Rendezvous. JC, why don't you talk a little bit about like some of the perks that are, just like top line?
So we have different levels for everybody. We have perks at a $100 level. We have perks at a $10,000 level. And they escalate. The more people who join the fleet, the better the perks get for everybody, which is super cool. And it's so, because the strength in numbers, the more of us there are, the more of us we can do. And And oh, thanks, Troy. And you know, one of the things that I think is really cool, which is what you guys do as well, is connecting creators and the people who are involved in making the stuff that we all love to the fans, and like providing a venue and a safe spot to do that. So one of the things that one of the perks is you'll be able to kind of go behind the scenes when we record Pod of Rebellion, which is the Star Wars Rebels rewatch podcast that I produce with John Lee Brody and Taylor Gray and Tia Sircar and Vanessa Marshall.
Yes.
So I think that one's really cool. I think there's at one of the levels, which we have a limited number of, you'll be able to scan your face with your iPhone and send it to us, and we'll encase you in carbonite. So
I
we
saw
have like
that. I was looking
a
at
wall of faces at another level. And again, it's very limited, but we have, so I don't even know, they might not even be left, but you'll get to choose a prop to put in collection of Rendezvous. We have different kind of Zoom call, meet and greet type stuff with people like Todd Stashwick and Vanessa Marshall and Kevin Smith. So I don't have it in front of me. The best way to do it would be go to scumandvillainy.com. It's going to push you off to WeFunder. We have all of the tiers listed. And then if you have any questions about any of it, you can leave a message on WeFunder, or you can reach out to us as well.
Very cool.
Very, very exciting. I know we were all excited about all that. Now, Dave, when there was a specific perk that you were excited about. Why don't you talk about that, especially considering the fact that you being an art teacher and being able to see some of this stuff?
Well, absolutely. Is like I am completely on the opposite coast, so I don't get out to the physical building of Scum and Villainy nearly as often as I want to, just only when I happen to be out there. But one of your tiers has a lot of getting notifications and having like live streams available for those of us who can't get in the building out there. Super excited about that.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm super. That's again something like I want to democratize creativity, and so you mentioned somebody who hopefully is part of some of the perks tiers, and then hopefully will come in and teach some classes and seminars is Brian Kessinger.
Yeah, Jeff tells us all the time about like you've got armor building,
like Evil Ted
stuff.
Yeah, so we've done some of that at Scum and Villainy Cantina in Hollywood, but with Rendezvous we're going to have a second floor, and so we'll have a room that on any given night, the downstairs will be having fun and people doing their thing, but we'll be able to do classes and seminars and miniature painting or screenwriting seminar or voiceover with Vanessa Marshall or any of these things that we can bring the creators in, these experts in their field, and give them the opportunity to share their knowledge with fleet members. And if you're not in LA, we're going to be able to live stream that stuff out to you guys as well.
That's going to be great. Just worth the price of admission right there.
And, the other thing I want to say about Rendezvous is the goal is that Rendezvous is our flagship, pun intended, in order to be able to be our base of operations, our hidden fortress, if you will, so that we can put these other places as well. So, in the best of all worlds, there's a Scum and Villainy that's not too far away from you. And while Brian is teaching a figure drawing class in Hollywood, in Burbank, we'll be able to live stream it to a Scum and Villainy near you, and you'll be able to participate with other artistic people in your community beyond just being at home and trying to follow along.
Hillsborough, North Carolina. Go.
In that way also, though, you'll be able to take questions from the other Scum and Villainy, and you know, I watch a lot of YouTube tutorial videos on everything from 3D printing to laying hardwood floor. And it's awesome. It's so cool because you can learn so much. But inevitably, there's always a step that's very easy for the person who's teaching that is hard for the student, that's hard to learn. And in YouTube, yeah, you can leave a message in the comments, but if the video is 3 years old, what are the chances that that's going to get addressed or be addressed in a timely manner? With this type of thing, you can chime in on a chat immediately, and then we can bring you in virtually from the other place and say, you could say, hey, I've got a question for Brian. When you made that shape, how do you have the pen control? I don't know. I'm just making stuff up because I don't even know what the questions might be, but it provides an opportunity. It's like a two-way street in a way that typical tutorial and seminars may not be.
No, that's absolutely awesome.
Are you guys going to have a bar upstairs for that space, or is it going to be, I mean, like a smaller version of the horseshoe that's downstairs, or is it just going to be a different room in the facility?
I mean, the plans are changing all the time. My goal for the upstairs is to really function in a completely different way than what the downstairs will. The downstairs will function similarly to the way Hollywood is. The upstairs, I really want it to be a more of a quieter area, a spot for people to learn, a spot for people to play. And so the current plan for that, which is similar to what we have in Hollywood, is every spot will have QR codes.
Oh, so you can just order to that area, right?
So you will order to your table or to your seat, and then we have an elevator and a dumbwaiter, and somebody will just bring your stuff to you, so you don't have to get up, walk down the steps, take the elevator down, wait in line, order your thing, and then go back up and risk losing your spot. You'll be able to park yourself in the space you want while you're doing what you want. Like similar to in Hollywood right now, when we have a Kevin Smith show, all of the chairs have QR codes on. And we know, we've charted out, we've mapped where the QR codes are each individually numbered. So when you order, we can bring it right to you. It'll be similar at Rendezvous across all the spaces.
Nice. Yeah, I was wondering that earlier.
Matt West is an old friend of mine, a big follower of Fat Man and all the shows. Every time, actually, after I saw you in California, he said, "You're with Bathman. That's awesome." Very excited about that. Jeff, you were saying?
I was wondering about that earlier. I was imagining the space, and I was like, are they going to have some sort of separate thing? But then I totally forgot about your whole QR code system, which works really well.
Yeah, just don't move your chair, because when I was there a couple months ago, a couple weeks ago, I ordered from one spot, and then we got a booth, and they couldn't find me.
Well,
yep. You disappeared. Don't do that.
So we're about to start the movie, so please make sure that you have your Disney Plus machines all queued up to Return of the Jedi. For those who don't know, it is episode 6 of Star Wars. So quick question, JC, episode 4, is it Star Wars or is it A New Hope?
It is, man, that's $1 million question. The filmmaker in me says it is Star Wars. The Star Wars fan in me says it is A New Hope.
See, he's asking you the "Are you old?" question, which you are not.
I'm not. I'm not. It has always been A New Hope.
Yes.
To me, in my brain, but typically, we'll put it this way: typically now, when I watch A New Hope, it is not A New Hope; it is just Star Wars.
Yeah.
And
I have that.
You
It took
guys
a
got
long-
to figure out how that works.
It took a long time in the 90s for me to get trained on the whole A New Hope referencing, once I started getting back into like the online fandom and stuff in the early internet days, doing message boards and things. It's like I would just refer to the episode 4, as it were, as Star Wars, and people would be like, "Oh, ANH," and I'd be like, "What? Huh?" And they'd be like, "A New Hope,"
yeah.
and I'm like, "Oh, okay." And then obviously I wouldn't call the other ones Star Wars, even though they have that main title as well. But yeah, so it took a while, but I've kind of gotten into the habit of calling it A New Hope as well. But it always will, like, I like to go hard when I'm talking about the first one I saw, and that it was Star Wars, because it was at the time when it was in the first run. It wasn't A New Hope until, what was it? They had gotten
70.
it was right before they were going to release Empire, right? So
the real question is Raiders of the Lost Ark or Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark. I think that the answer to that one is a little less ambiguous.
True.
Yes.
I mean, I just call it Raiders of the Lost Ark. I don't even call the Indiana Jones, add on for that. I mean, it stands on its own.
Well, they're all indie movies, but yeah.
Yes. Anyway, let's start this all up. So if you could please hit the 10-second countdown, and we'll all hit play at the same time.
So wait, when it hits 10, when it gets to,
when it says
9,
play,
8, 7, 6,
it
5,
says
4,
play,
3.
and there's 0 play.
Okay, and we start at, like, right now on Disney Plus, it says play and trailer, and I'm looking at Han and Leia.
You might want to hit play and just see where it takes you right now.
Yeah.
Got it.
And then just, if it starts to play like the Fox fanfare, stop and back up, and then we'll start there. So that's basically where we're gonna jump off from, is the Fox original fanfare, right?
Yep. All right.
So let's get the countdown, and you good to go, JC?
Yeah, I'm rewinding. Okay, right. I'm good to go.
So we'll have the countdown on screen, and when it says play, hit your play, and the timer will start, so we can keep people that may get come in late or whatever. They'll have some kind of reference, even though it's not exact. And here we go. Dun, dun, dun.
So here's I always talk about this. It was a wasted opportunity. Is the Fox acquisition happened right before Rise of Skywalker came out? It would have been such a nod for us old fans for one more time to get this before they change the name.
At the end of the saga, as it were, right?
Did you guys notice, this is not Return of the Jedi, but did you guys notice when you saw episode 1 in the theater that the tone of the yellow did not match?
It was like a brighter, not so orangey.
It was very, almost had like a greeny in it, kind of.
Yeah, like it stuck out so much to me, but then working back, by Revenge of the Sith, they had like gotten it back to match more of what these movies are. It just obviously that's how many times I watched these movies.
So did you do the lining up for episode 1 in Hollywood or any of that kind of stuff?
I was a senior in high school. I lived in
Chicago,
so I did not.
But that was around like you had come out here for like Rosie and some stuff like that, right?
Rosie was New York.
Oh, okay.
And I had done, and so Rosie was my senior year of high school. And then I went to film school in Miami for 4 years. And then I moved to New York, and that's when I did the TRL thing.
Okay. So those were both in New York. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So we all know that the original working title for this was Revenge of the Jedi. Do you think that they made the right decision with the change, or do you think and used it with Revenge of the Sith? Though they had those videos that say that all the movies are wrong and
Oh yeah, they should be retitled.
Rise of Skywalker should be Episode 1. But what's your thoughts on all that, JC?
I love Return of the Jedi. It was one of the first movies I ever saw in the movie theater. It was the first movie I ever saw in the movie theater. And by the way, George Lucas is obsessed with 3-2-1. Everything's 3-2-1 or 3-2-7, all the numbers. I lost the plot. What were we talking about?
Oh, that was the first movie you ever saw that.
Oh, yes. Return of the Jedi, 100%. I am not a Revenge of the Jedi person.
Yeah.
Although I am happy that they brought it back for Revenge of the Sith.
Right.
Because philosophically that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then you even got the homage to the Luke and Vader Revenge of the Jedi poster with Obi-Wan and Anakin on Revenge of the Sith, which I thought was
nice. Yeah, that's one of the best saber battles too.
Can I ask, so I never had the actual, not for a very long time did I have the VHS tapes. I'd always taped this off of television. So there were scenes that were missing, edited for television, and it wasn't widescreen. Do you guys remember the difference between seeing it in 4:3 versus widescreen? And I mentioned that because, like, you saw the TIE bomber on the rack there in the hangar, and you never saw that in the 4:3 version.
Oh, right. Yeah,
No, because I am pretty sure the first time I remember seeing Empire and stuff was definitely like on VHS. Probably the first time I saw A New Hope was probably on VHS.
But was it 4:3 or was it Letterbox? Because Letterbox movies were
way before I had any idea what Letterbox was. It filled the screen completely. So yeah 4:3.
So yeah, you'd lose a lot of that.
Yeah, I wonder why they cut out the scenes with the Chilean beer, the Cerveza Cristal. I'm just
a little different.
The other thing, so I went and I saw this movie with David Collins and his son when they re-released it a few years back for, I think, the 35th anniversary. It must have been. Maybe it was it was the 40th. It was the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi. David and I and his son went and saw it in the movie theater. And what struck me is, one, I've seen this movie well over 500 times.
Yeah.
But probably more than that, honestly. And what was amazing is on the big screen, I still picked out details that I never picked out before. Like in that scene, in a handful of those shots, Darth Vader is in soft focus. Like he's not sharp. But because the resolution was never good enough, they didn't
stuff they didn't care about.
Still, even seeing it widescreen and big screen, and then seeing it on reels now, and then now seeing it digital is still you're getting different experience every time for every one of those.
Yeah, it looked like I think I know what you're talking about. Well, it looked like the focus puller didn't quite catch up with the action or something, right?
Yeah, they didn't hit it. They didn't hit the focus on Darth Vader in some of those. It's very it's soft, it's blurry. And again, I have seen Return of the Jedi, I know, over 500 times, because when I was in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, I would watch a Star Wars movie before bed every night.
Oh, wow. Nice.
But there were only 3 Star Wars movies. So I know that between 1992 and 1995, I watched Return of the Jedi at least 365 times.
Wow.
All 3 movies at least 365 times over that time span.
Although I was watching the ones that were recorded off television, and so it was missing scenes. Like, for example,
did they cut it down to like a 2-hour run?
Yeah. So
a TV run would be like an hour 40 or something.
This shot was not in the movie that I had.
Oh yeah.
With
so
the
they had to
Beaumont
cut
monk.
A lot of stuff.
Didn't have that. It cut from the door opening and them coming into R2-D2 bumping in right there. So when I finally got the VHS set in the blue box, it was like watching a whole. It was like
new to
my first version of the special edition. There were all these scenes that I had not remembered or never seen.
Right. Nice. Yeah, I'm old enough to have seen all three in the theater on likely their first runs. Definitely this one. Me and my friend, neighbor at the time, were Star Wars fans, and when this came out, we wanted to go and be like in line early and get inside and get our prime seat. So we decided we'd go to a theater that was a little farther out of town that wasn't going to be as packed, and ended up being like second in line, and got prime center kind of seats for our viewing, our first viewing of this movie. So
it's interesting. Virtual Cantina Network community. I personally really miss the aspect of lining up to buy tickets, to get good seats. There's so many friendships that are no longer forged because the people, if you're second in line, the people who are first in line and third in line and fourth in line who are directly next to you are as nuts about this stuff as you are. And it's easy, fast friendship. Whereas now, like, you can program a bot to buy yourself a bunch of tickets. It just
show up and you have to go, exactly where you're going, and you've got the seats on either side.
Yeah, you don't have to wait to get in to try to get a seat. You got your seat assigned already. It's a totally different process. I remember getting tickets for episode 1 I went to the Village Westwood to see it I couldn't get tickets for the first showing because everybody in the lining up group had gotten it, because there was one there and one at the Chinese. And so we ended up getting tickets for the second showing, which was 3 a.m. because they did a midnight showing and then 3 a.m. They were running that movie 24/7
for the first week. Because I remember I saw it. I was in college, and we had tickets to the first showing at midnight, and then we stayed in downtown Boston, and then went to the 4 a.m.
Yeah, I had to get up to go to work after I got out of the movie at 5:30 in the morning.
Whoa.
I did that for Revenge of the Sith. I had seen it early at Skywalker Ranch because I won a trivia contest on MTV. So I saw Revenge of the Sith on May 5th at Skywalker. So when it came out, I was in New York City at the time. I went and I saw the midnight showing, the 3 a.m. I skipped the 6 a.m. and then I saw 9, 12, 3, 6, and 9. So I'd seen that movie like 9 times in the first 24 hours of release or whatever it was, which should be technically impossible, but because I had seen it early.
Right.
Gotten there.
So the reveal, look at the carbonite.
Yeah, I agree with Mark there. Hi, Mark. Good to see you pop up. I agree. I miss the and I know this is laughable talking about Star Wars, but I missed before it was so commercialized, where it was just like, if you saw somebody wearing a Star Wars t-shirt, you were like, oh my gosh, you're my best friend.
Yes. Well, everything is becomes for so fashion now. It's like you sit there and somebody's wearing a Star Wars t-shirt because they like the way it looked, or
it's got a cool graphic.
My favorite thing is, like, I teach kids, and it's like I kid shows up in a band t-shirt. It's like, name 3 songs by that band.
You're gonna be the old guy that gives them shit.
Everybody has a Nirvana shirt.
I am. Does that surprise you, Jeff?
I try to avoid doing that since I work on a college campus, and that's like, it'd be everybody I saw, basically.
And what Notman is saying, the huge cinema screens, the 70s and 80s. Like, you go to a cinema today, and it's barely bigger than the TV that some people have in their house.
Well, that's what's nice about the Burbank 16. They have some good size screens, including an IMAX, which is very cool. And whether they have Prime and probably a Dolby as well in that theater.
Yeah, they're getting a.
Do they have an XL?
A ScreenX screen as well.
Oh wow, trippy! That's
which are the ones that have the screen.
I find that a little distracting, but
Yeah, no, I mean I agree with you in that capacity of the commercialism. I mean, I remember probably 3 years ago going to Trader Joe's with my wife on May the 4th, and obviously wearing a shirt. And then as someone's walking in, they're wearing a Star Wars shirt, and of course I say, "May the 4th be with you," and they say, "And also with you." My wife looks at me and is like, "Wait, what?" And I'm like, "No,
Always.
it's a Star Wars thing, you know."
She thought you'd converted.
Ah,
There you go. Return of the
More-
Jedi at a drive-in release. That's a good size screen to see that.
We're watching the new dance number here.
Yeah, this is.
I miss Lapty Neck.
I miss Lapty Neck. So
Yeah, I miss a lot of things from the despecialized editions.
Yeah.
I mean, look, and I'll say this. I think it's cool to see this. Like when this came out in 1997, I was excited to see Star Wars. I had never, but that shot right there where Cy Snoodles puts her lips up in the screen, like those things to me, or like when he comes out here and he screams into
Yells
the camera,
in the camera. Yeah.
It feels like a little, here it is, like a little fourth wall breaking. Like, hey,
yeah.
You're not
like they're playing to the camera.
They're playing to the camera, and it's like, we're in Jabba's palace. There shouldn't be a camera there. What are you doing? I don't like when it breaks the fourth wall. Like when I'm watching Star Wars or any movie, like my favorite movies are the ones that I disappear into, and you almost forget you're watching a movie. You're just in it. And so anytime, like that was a lot of the problems I had with the sequel trilogy, particularly Force Awakens, is I feel like they took an opportunity every few minutes to remind you, like, that's the ship that made the Kessel run in less than 14 parsecs. Yeah. Here's the training remote. Here's the Dejarik thing. Here's another reference. Here's another. It was so
Easter egg after Easter egg.
Easter eggy, but it wasn't like Easter eggy in the way of like Andor, where Andor had stuff just set in the background that like you're eagle-eyed, you pick it up. It was like held up to the camera, and I found myself being sucked into the story and pulled out of the story. Into the story and pulled out of the story, which I just, when I'm watching Star Wars or The Matrix, I just want to disappear into it.
Agreed. So one of the things we talked about before this is that JC was gracious enough, and he's going to be doing a couple of giveaways throughout the night. The way we're going to do is we're going to do a trivia question, and the first person that that Dave sees with the right answer, we'll call you out in a StreamYard comment. Reach out to me and with your address, and all you have to do is pay for shipping, and JC will ship you out a really nifty gift. So JC, maybe want to start one off and go from there?
Oh gosh. Okay, you want me to come up with a trivia? We'll do a Return of the Jedi trivia. I mean, we're on Virtual Cantina Network. It should be relatively difficult. We'll go with this one. Who says Endor is pretty? And I'm on my iPad, so I can't see the chat, unfortunately.
That's all right.
Keep an eye out for it.
We'll let it go a while. We'll show a few people's like responses, whether they're right or wrong, and then this keeps a record of him in the order, so I'll be able to go back and say, oh, this was the first person who had that correct. But I'll we'll let it build up a little bit, and we'll show you a few, and then we'll get to the answer.
I like doing trivia that you can that you know the answer to if you watch the movie. There's so much expanded universe and stuff now that I know I could be like, what's the name of the baby Ewok? Does anybody know that? I'll send another thing if that's it. It's the second question.
Okay. Oops, I just said it out loud. I had the Funko.
We've got several answers going now. As you know, Jeff's over here thinking. Sarah's in here. So Sarah's
She's
going.
contradicting herself.
Oh, it's 3PO, but no, then it's R2. And I don't know. Marcus think he is getting credit for repeating the question. I don't know how that works. Is Santi believes it's Leia. Let's see who we got.
Kentucky caught me spoiling the second question.
Yeah, things. Not. Oh, Mark says he's helping by repeating the question. Okay. And then
adding it to the
Notman says R2 as well. Rufino's R2.
Beth at True North has said Chewie.
True North is Chewie. I don't know.
I can do another trivia question. Should I just keep throwing them out there?
Well, let's figure this one first, and then we'll go. All right. Do we have a correct answer for this one yet?
We do.
Okay. So go ahead and tell everybody what is the correct answer for this one.
R2D2 says Endor is pretty. And you know that because C3PO translates and goes, "Oh, and you said it was pretty here."
Right.
So, in going back through the thing, we have. Oh, this is tough.
I see somebody.
So by timestamp,
yeah,
I hate it, Sarah, because Sarah at 9:49 said C3PO, and at 9:50
corrected
says
herself,
that R2 it's R2 who says it, but at 9:49 Rufino has R2D2.
Pulled it out.
Oh, that is as close as that gets right there.
Congrats.
So, Rufino Minjaris 2029. Please message Spencer on the Facebooks, or you can send us an email at Virtual Cantina Network at where's the banner there, Jeff? There we go.
At the top. You got it, or I got it?
I thought you were getting it. There you go.
I'm getting it.
Virtual Cantina Network at gmail.com, and just let us know your address and such so we can figure out how you can get your prize there.
Awesome.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
We can congratulate you on Tuesday in the Zoom if you come join us again.
Absolutely.
Excellent.
How about you guys want to do a trivia question just for funsies?
Absolutely. Yeah, funsies.
Okay. So in A New Hope or Star Wars, Luke says, they say, "Where are you taking this thing?" when they get to the detention block. Luke says, "Prisoner transfer from cell block 1138. In Empire Strikes Back, Commander Riken says, "Send rogues 10 and 11 to 0.38. 1138. In episode 1, there's a battle droid that has markings on its backpack that are 1138. Where is 1138 in Return of the Jedi?
Ooh.
This one's trickier. It's way trickier. It's not, I know I said it earlier, it's not something you can necessarily, more of a behind the scenes question.
Then go to Discord, Sarah.
I called on. See?
I don't know about that. But anyways, let's see. Where in Jedi does 1138 appear? Is it said? Is it heard, or is it? I don't know if that's, that's,
do we
that's
need hints?
giving in some of the.
I don't think it's
at a loss.
If it's where I think it is, it's only seen. It's not ever said or heard.
Correct.
Is it on the island?
Whether or not it's even seen by watching the movie is questionable.
Oh, so so like you said, it's behind the scenes.
It's a little behind the scenes.
Let's see. Santi says on a shuttle.
No.
Is it in
I'll
the
drop a
admin?
hint. I'll drop a hint in a couple minutes. I'll drop a hint in a couple minutes.
Okay, so we're getting
won't
close
be a very
to
good
possible
hint,
scene.
If nobody pulls it.
Yeah, see, that's the thing about when you go to something where JC is doing the trivia, you never know what you're going to get. Sometimes it's hard, sometimes it's not. I was telling some people in the Zoom the other night about when before one of the Kevin's podcasts, we were in the bar and you had gotten a bunch of Loungefly stuff, I believe, and you had some Harry Potter and some Star Wars, and for one of the backpacks, you asked a question that was about Rogue Squadron on the original Death Star run, and in A New Hope. And
who flew Red 4? Probably.
No, your question was name first and last as many members of Red Squadron as you could, and I found it amusing that everybody except for myself was able to get 3.5. But nobody, for whatever reason, could come up with Porkins' first name, and I was able to pull that out of my ass.
There you go.
And win the prize. So it was like, you could see the frustration. Everybody was like, Biggs, Wedge, Luke, Porkins, and then you're like, well, what's Porkins' full name? And it's like, I pulled Jack out of my ass because of the action figures. And, the toys is where I would pick up a lot of that kind of nuanced, weird trivia knowledge.
All right. Santi's got a second guess. Leia's bunker team.
No.
Notman says the Forge on Bespin.
Nope. All good guesses. Nope. Should I give a hint?
Yeah, you go ahead and give a hint.
Is anybody... The people who would know this are people who are cosplayers.
Aha.
So if you're a really detailed cosplayer,
you know the thing.
You would figure it out.
I think that goes in line with what I'm thinking it is. I think, but I wouldn't swear that I'm right.
I'm still not sure.
We are past the point right now in Return of the Jedi where it shows up.
Would have appeared if it was in fact visible.
Correct.
Yeah, Santi's going, I'm screwed. I just cosplay as Dan. I don't know what's up with that.
Oh, Sherry has a good guess, possibly.
Well, Sherry, we did see your previous one. Don't worry. She's emphasizing because this would be our own Joe Costanu. Cher Costanu, if I'm not mistaken, has a good guess.
That is correct.
Nice.
Stenciled
good
right
job,
here
Sherry.
on Leia's Bosch helmet.
I love the squealing of the Gamorrean guard.
Nice work. That's a tough one.
the random pig squealing.
Yeah.
Let me see. Do I have?
And I can also say, as a little bit of an Easter egg, we will have 2 of the ILMers that worked on feature
nice.
and puppeteering. Oh wow!
Oh,
nice door knocker there.
Yeah.
From
Is that going to go up in the bar?
The Jabba puppeteers?
No. We're going to have a couple of the puppeteers and creature creators as some of our guests for
the D+
Texas.
shows.
Oh, cool.
No. They did OT.
Oh, okay. I'm confusing myself again.
Yeah, at our Bunta in Texas as part of Rebel ScumCon, which you can get your tickets now and use the code Bunta to get $20 off.
Oh, nice.
Do you have a graphic for that?
You know, that was such a waste of time for them to do a HasLab of this because the Reach prizes were horrible.
But dude, even the the HasLab on this one just kind of got under my skin because I was like, I would rather spend that money on it. It's a weird scale, and what do you do with that? It's like I would rather like get an original 1983 and like refurb it and collect the little.
Well, with the benefit of the HasLab version, if it had gotten made, was the scale. Really, I think
it was, but it's just like whacked out. You know, some of the other ones, okay, you've got your sail barge, you've got the G.I. Joe, the Dragonfly, you've got the others. They're a fixed space. This is like a big, reachy army.
Yeah, he's got that. He had that massive like wingspan.
I think also, you know, because I have the Jabba sail barge HasLab and I have the Cantina HasLab. I did not do the Ghost, but those are all, at least with Star Wars, those are all things that we never had.
Yeah.
Right? Whereas like there's like a 1983 Rancor, there's like a Power of the Jedi Rancor, there's a Force Unleashed.
Yeah, I have that
Rancor
with the weird deco.
Yeah, so there's been a lot of Rancor toys released. So you're not really like scratching an itch with that one. You're just upselling. Yeah, and I think that's why people were probably like, if we'd never had a Rancor monster, like if you had given us, you know, the Zillow Beast from Clone Wars, I almost feel like that would have performed better than the Rancor because nobody would have ever had that before.
True.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, and with HasLabs that I've chosen, it's like, it's things that you didn't necessarily have. Is I was in for the Proton Pack.
Oh yeah, I got
like,
the Proton.
I had to have that. Is I got the Dragonfly and I had the original Dragonfly, but the Dragonfly was like my first G.I. Joe vehicle ever. So, that twice as big. Yes. But like the Sky Striker, I've got 3. I didn't need no.
And the fun of the Razor Crest is them funding it and then destroying it on screen. And now it's back, so they could make a new one.
Now it's back.
A slightly different deco and see if they can fund that.
One of my favorite things we always love to talk about, and when I see what your thoughts on this, JC, is the day after the Razor Crest funding ended was the episode of The Mandalorian that they destroyed the Razor Crest. It was like it was timed perfectly that everybody spent $500 and then destroyed the ship.
Made it even more rare.
Yeah, Purgle.
That you can fit a Jedi starfighter in the mouth of. That's what we need.
There you go.
And like the stretch goals for that could be like Ezra. Thrawn would be like the second stretch goal, like a meteorite.
Some zombie troopers.
So, Sarah, go with your comment about I'll never be not mad about the Razor Crest destruction. When you're in Texas this summer, talk to John Goodson about the conversation he had with Dave Filoni when he found out that the Razor Crest was being destroyed. It's amazing.
That's funny. I'm wondering if they have actually gone the Rancor HasLab oexplodes the ground, and then they would, once they got it funded, they would have killed the Rancor on
blow up the
Rancor.
Explodes.
They erase it. They just make it a sand wampa. Like they erase it out of the Return of the Jedi.
So we got a question from John Notman here. For you, aside from Kevin, have you had many celebrities come and nerd out over at Scum and Villainy?
Yes.
It's pretty high profile spot.
A lot of people came in. I'll see if I can name everybody. I mean, there's all the people that have come in as part of Fat Man Beyond, where we had like Marcus and McFeely, who wrote Endgame and Infinity War. We had Rick Baker, who did a bunch of the Cantina Aliens. But people who have just like come in random. My favorite one ever My favorite one ever, and I'll save it to the end. Greg Grunberg has been
nice.
in. Lisa Loeb has been in. Kelly Marie Tran has been in. Let me see. Tom Morello came in with his kids while we were doing a Ghostbuster event once.
I love the videos when you had Dominic Monaghan and Billy Boyd.
Yeah, and they sang the Hobbit drinking song at the bar. That was on May the 4th,
was
2020.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, was that for the podcast? But no.
Well, there's of course everyone that we brought in for the Buncha special edition at Scum and Villainy.
Yeah, Amy Allen.
That was a packed house.
Yeah.
I think my favorite one though, and there's been many, many more that I am forgetting.
Yeah, of course.
Favorite one ever is on a random Friday night. Alden Ehrenreich walks in.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, wow.
And the door guy texted me and was like, hey, Alden Ehrenreich just came in. And I was like, oh my God, I'm going to go down because I was at home. And the door person was like, don't bother. So Alden walks in, not knowing. He's just in Hollywood. He's going into a bar to grab a drink. We scan his ID. He walks in. He sees the bar and he goes, oh, hell no. Right back out.
Classic.
Damn it. He should have walked in and taken his own personal seat.
Yeah, he's like, that booth is mine back there.
Vacated that booth for him.
And then put his foot up on the table.
Yeah.
Damn right.
Other people like Matthew Wood, Dave Acord, who you said was going to be at Rebel ScumCon.
Matthew was last year.
Obviously, David Collins. David had his 50th birthday party with us.
Oh, fun.
George Lucas's son Jet used to hang out at the bar all the time. Yeah,
that's pretty amazing.
Fun. I mean, and then we've had other people like, his name's escaping me. The Academy Award winning creature designer from the sequel trilogy. What's his name? Not Lee, but he was there. Oh gosh, I'm gonna have to Google it. Now I'm embarrassed.
That's okay.
No worries.
No, but it's definitely, it's I can't get over that all day.
Neil Scanlon?
Neil Scanlon.
Nice.
Was there. And then like a bunch of Lord of the Rings people. Some of the like producers of Lord of the Rings were there, have been in. So yeah, it's cool. I mean, it's neat.
Yeah.
So we
hey, my least. Sorry, we're watching this right now. Lando's got grabbed. Han's gonna shoot the tentacle.
Right there.
That is my least favorite change in all of the Return of the Jedi.
Oh, the digital Sarlacc.
He says, no, not even the Sarlacc. In the initial Return of the Jedi, Lando goes, no, wait, I thought you were blind. Hans goes, it's all right, trust me, which is so Han Solo, right?
Oh, yeah.
Right.
And they changed it to, I can see a lot better now, which you're squeezing like a sentence into like 10 words into what used to be 2 words.
Oh, right.
And it's just like, that's not Han.
No.
That's like if they changed in Empire, Princess Leia is like, I love you. And he's like, I know you do, Princess. I'll be back. Like, don't add all that.
Yeah, it's also because Han is so Harrison, which is it's 3 words in a monotone.
Yeah,
he's very much a man of few words. So
I always love when the R2 pushes 3PO over the edge.
Mm-hmm.
Well, which of course is echoed in Attack of the Clones, because we just watched that for my daughter's birthday. That's her favorite episode. And we just finished watching that right before the airtime.
Very cool.
Nice.
Okay, so we have a theory that between this and the Book of Boba Fett, every time there's a terrorist action on Tatooine, Max Rebo is not there. Is he the mastermind of everything that
Pulling
happens on
strings
Tatooine?
behind the scenes.
Like he's the Kaiser Soze of,
Yeah.
of Tatooine.
He's there enough to get the info, and then
because he was not there when the Cantono blew up. He was
Yeah.
not there on the sail barge. So
Right. That's funny.
He knows when to.
He's just got good information.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
he knows all of the things.
And you too can get that.
Conveniently
You get your somehow Max Rebo returns T-shirt available on the VCN Tweet
There it
Public
is.
Store right
that's
now.
fun.
In the
Also-
same place, right next to the Friends Don't Let Friends Hawk the Track.
And also,
Oh, yeah.
no, Plo Koon is your father.
That's just still so fun.
Dun, 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 dun.
You saying?
I always want. I look at this. I'm really into 3D printing and like action figures, and I always see the Death Star hangar, and I'm like, I wish I had a space big enough. And I have a 600 square foot room that's just like my collection that I'm sitting in.
Oh yes, it's distracting me.
People have been. We've been
sitting there
admiring
at, like what you're doing.
things in the background.
But yeah, I don't have enough space to do like full scale dioramas, and I always thought that would be one of the coolest full scale dioramas.
Yeah.
I want to give also a shout out as well because you had that looking down wide shot of the stormtroopers waiting for the Emperor to come in. Michael Pangrazio will be at Rebel Scum Con with Paul Hudson as guests of the con, and Michael was the map painter in that particular scene. So
Painting all those stormtroopers.
And there's a very famous shot. I think even in which, if you've not picked it up yet, the ILM 50 book, which is absolutely amazing. You see him painting the stormtroopers. It's like, ooh, he's Bob Rossing it, you know. Ooh, there's a happy little stormtrooper.
One more happy little stormtrooper. Another happy little stormtrooper.
But I'd be remiss to say also happy Ahsoka Tano Day to everybody.
Absolutely happy Ahsoka Tano.
If you're wondering what's behind me, let's see.
Okay. All right, let me make guesses first. I've been thinking all night long.
Yeah.
All right, so that's Constructicons that make Devastator up there at the top. Yeah.
Yes.
Then you've got Autobots because that's Ultra Magnus, and I see Brawn easily on the shelf down. So you've got Decepticons, then Autobots.
And
below that is DC Superpowers figures. Is that the Penguin and stuff? Yeah.
DC Superpowers. Yep.
All right. Is that the blaster in the box behind you?
Is that Soundwave?
It is. Yeah. So these are the new Studio Series 86 Transformers from Transformers the movie.
You got the touch.
These are my more like their reissue from like 30 years ago, but like G1, and then they did like a weird offshoot G1 that some of these are on this shelf. And then up here, which you probably can't see very well, but is kind of like my higher end Star Wars kind of stuff.
Nice.
What is your
Those are
grail?
like prop type items?
Yeah, prop items or some of the stuff I've made. What's my Holy Grail collector thing?
Yep.
Let me go. I'll go grab it.
Okay.
Oh.
Excellent.
So there's some more Jocasta new info from Sherry.
According to Return of the Jedi from a certain point
I
of view.
like my theory better than that.
Yeah,
Goddamn.
Max was thrown from the sail barge. Yeah, I can see that.
I like the way that JC sort of phrased it, that he was the Kaiser Sose.
Yeah.
Pulling strings or whatever.
So do you think this is, they said that this is Qui-Gon's robe. Is the
Oh,
blanket.
right. That he's using as a blanket.
Ooh.
It has a hole in it, doesn't it?
Yep.
Indeed.
Do you think that's Qui-Gon's mask? I mean, they said that was
Robe.
Qui-Gon's robe.
That Yoda's got as a blanket.
I mean,
I don't.
know because the movie was made in 1982.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also don't think there's enough of it.
Yeah, Qui-Gon's robe would be big.
Qui-Gon's a big, like Liam
He's
Neeson's a big.
He's
dude.
on top of part of it, and he's covering himself with the other half.
But anyway, you got some show and tell.
All right, what do you got?
You guys,
Oh yes. Oh, I love that figure. That's one of my favorite
this
figures.
is one of my favorite. I love the action figures, and this is the Toy Fair.
Yeah,
Darth
that was a Toy
Vader
Fair in New York.
with the lightsaber coming.
The way
out
that they
the
did that popping out of the packaging was just amazing, especially back then. And then it's also isn't the saber like chrome, sort of
It's
like the
chrome.
figure.
Yeah, it's red chrome.
So that means that there's the possibility that it could get damaged the way it's sticking out. So you having it in that external bubble just really makes sure that that's the way I have mine. I don't know where it is offhand, but I have it somewhere. That was one of my favorite StarWars.com scores back when you could actually get those type of rare exclusives, like, you know, sort of after the fact.
I did this. This fell off the shelf, so it broke.
Oh no!
But this is a concept of Grogu's lightsaber.
Nice.
This fell off and broke.
Oh, bummer.
But it's
The Razor Crest.
Oh,
the
nice.
shift knob from the Razor
that's
Crest,
so cool.
Oh, that's great.
and then it opens up, and there's like a little
crystal holder
chamber with where's the camera with a crystal in it.
Very
It's a
cool.
green one.
So I 3D printed that.
That's really cool.
And just love it. And then I guess my other, I don't know, the other thing that I got that I love that took forever to get here, because I'm a Luke Skywalker guy. Well, here, I'll show you two. Every Jedi needs to build their own lightsaber. So I made this one when I was in junior high or high school out of just like hardware
I
store.
was gonna say,
Yes.
So I love this sentimentally. But then I got this guy from EFX years ago,
Ooh.
Yeah.
which is the Luke.
To like pull apart and you
I was
got
gonna say, is it
the
like
inner workings.
it's like
Yeah,
a
like
exploded view kind of the saber?
Yeah, it's the reveal. So it was
Right.
like the
Oh, I see. Okay, cool.
the deleted scene from Return of the Jedi.
Oh,
So
when he's in that cave or whatever, when he's like
Yeah.
looking at it.
So you
Nice.
can open it all up and see the crystal and all this stuff in there. So that's one of my
awesome.
favorites.
That's
I
think we
ordered
got-
this. It was like a stupid amount of money, $450 or $500 at the time. And at the time I was gainfully employed and I was like, yeah, sure. And then it took like 3 years to
oh,
come out.
Oh.
And so when they shipped it, I was dead broke.
oh no.
And I was like, oh my gosh, oh, what's going
Gotta get
on?
the
Now I
money
have
in
to
the
pay this
bank.
bill. So, but I have it.
So
That's cool.
do you think they should have kept that scene in the movie, or was it rightfully deleted?
Rightfully deleted, I think. I think it's fun, but
Couldn't
one of
add
the-
to the story or anything.
yeah, one of the wonderful things about
Oh
television
yeah, Yoda died.
is that you can spread a story out and really get in depth with the characters. But the wonderful thing about a movie is the brevity of it, where it's like in a TV show, you can have a throwaway episode or a throwaway scene or a scene that's in just because. Where in a movie, a great movie, every syllable and every shot needs to have a purpose.
Yeah, exactly.
And so that's certain point of view. I love that line more than any in Star Wars, which is like the ultimate retcon line. So
Oh, yeah.
anytime I say anything controversial or that might get me in trouble with Star Wars fans, because if I'm like, I don't know, like Mando season 3 was okay from a certain point of view, it's
Yeah.
like carte
Cover your
blanche to
tracks.
like
Well, like, so one of our favorite lines, which I actually had an opportunity to talk to Manny Jacinto about when I was at Celebration Japan, is how he described the like the Jedi and the Force semantics, and I'm like, oh my God, how could one word
Basically
in that
the same
show
thing, yeah.
basically like spell out the freaking like Star Wars for me in one word? Like how'd that happen?
It all comes down to semantics. We don't have that graphic, do we?
No, I was looking.
It's one of the ones that got sacrificed.
But it's amazing how, like, you know, like I said, you know, we remember the dark times after Jedi. You know, obviously we had the Thrawn books and, you know, the Timothy Zahn, you know, classic novels and everything like that before we had the prequels. But man, it's amazing that, you know, for the near future, no one's gonna have to wait for Star Wars ever again.
I will. I think there's something that's so interesting about the times we live in general. I think, which is how, like, when Star Wars, like you referenced the dark times, which is when I was like my most into Star Wars. It was so wonderful. Every little crumb of Star Wars you could scoop up was so precious. You know, most of my Star Wars trivia knowledge came from playing the Decipher Star Wars customizable card game.
Nice.
Because we would just play it forever, and I'd read all the lore about all the characters and just, you know, got to interact with it. One of the interesting things about Star Wars now is there's so much of it, and it's interesting to me because during the dark times, if your TV broke, you took your TV or your dishwasher or whatever it might be to a repair place and you had it repaired, and then you took it back, and then but now you just would throw it out and go to Best Buy and get a new 90-inch TV for $400.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it's interesting how when Star Wars was in its dark times, it was almost like everything in life, nothing in life was disposable at that point. And what's so wonderful about getting hours and hours of new Star Wars every year is that you're always getting new Star Wars. It's the dream come true. But the thing that nobody talks about, the drawback of it is, I mean, if we rewind, I can tell you the species of the starfish guys are Ishi-Tib and Pruneface, and like I can tell you everything about these movies because for decades of my life I consumed the 6 hours of Star Wars movies and anything came out. Now we get 6 hours of Star Wars multiple times a month. By the time you've had a chance to, before you're digesting Andor and even have a chance to rewatch, you're watching the next thing. And so the depth of consumption of what's coming out, I think, is so much less than what it used to be. I'm not saying that's a good or bad thing. It's just interesting how times have changed and how everything moves so much faster. And it's like,
it's to the point where you have to choose now because you can't consume it all. In those days, you could consume it all because you had the time to read. It is like, there were 47 extended universe books, but that's a whole lot different than the 400 High Republic comics or the Crimson Dawn comics and the special edition, it's very different still.
I mean, I still have the Heir to the Empire hardcover book. It came out in 1991. I was in 4th grade at that time. Yeah. And in 1992, Dark Force Rising came out. In 1993, The Last Command came out. And, and Jedi Search by Kevin J. Anderson. So you were getting 700 pages of Star Wars a year.
Mm-hmm.
Now I would bet, and it kind of kept to that pattern until the end of the New Jedi Order with the Unifying Force, and that came out when I was a junior or senior in college, maybe even after that. So from 91 till like from 4th grade through college, there was like 1 or 2 Star Wars books a year, and now it's like the shows and the cartoons and the everything. It's so much. You're right. You can't. I gave up on Expanded Universe. Everybody wants me to read High Republic, and I was like, you guys, like, the other thing that's changed, at least for me, is I'm 45 years old and I have 2 kids, and so and I run businesses. Like the call of my time now versus
much more precious.
It's so much harder to find time to consume the Star Wars. So you have to get even more selective. There was a time when I owned every piece of Star Wars merchandise that was actively for sale on the market for a number of years. From again, like 1989 until 1999, really. I owned every single piece of Star Wars memorabilia that they released. Now,
there's so many so many different companies doing all kinds of different things all over the place.
So it's cool, like
tons of it.
The stuff, like the fact that I have this is insane. The kid who owned every Star Wars thing would have traded all of that for this. But it's just a weird dynamic to have lived through both eras.
Oh yeah.
So they also announced, obviously, right before the regime change over at Lucasfilm, that LA Disneyland is going to be splitting up Galaxy's Edge. That pretty much the whole section around the Falcon is going to be original trilogy based with original trilogy characters and all that. What's your thoughts on that? That they're making this, big change, I think, honestly, to Batuu.
I'm of 2 minds. The person who went to Galactic Star Cruiser for 2 days and had a life-changing experience on that, who tries to build life-size play sets where we get to be the action figures as my career, dies a little bit inside because you are removing the story elements and the make-believe elements of Batuu. It is the next evolution of killing the Galactic Star Cruiser. And I think for me, that's really hard to me, that's a regression in terms of where entertainment should be going. I think we should be doing more immersive LARP, suck you into the story type things. Now I'm going to put that over here. The number of people who go through Galaxy's Edge who don't care and will never care about Batuu, Black Spire, Spira, Doc Ondor, all of these made up things and all of this backstory. They're there to hit Toontown. They're there to hit Batuu, the Matterhorn, Space Mountain, Cars Land, and out. It makes all the sense in the world.
Yeah.
And as an original trilogy person, I'm like, oh, that's really cool. And from an economics perspective, it makes perfect sense. the kids will get to see Rey and Kylo Ren at Rise of the Resistance, and we'll get to do Mando and original trilogy over here, and it already looks like Tatooine, so who cares? But part of me cheers it, and then part of me feels like my dreams are dying a little bit at the same time.
Yeah, it's Notman's agreeing with you here. It's like going to lose the true identity of Batuu and its history in the Star Wars universe. Now, we'll see how it goes in Anaheim and see if they do the same thing in Florida, which at this point it does not look like they.
I think it'll be coming up more or less.
I don't think so. If anything is proven, the East Coast knows how to F up Star Wars. So,
but we also have, and speaking of more content and things driving whatever, I'm sure, I don't know which one was thought of first. Maybe they were thought of in conjunction, as we are supposed to be getting a series of comics that explains why and how Vader and Han and Leia and Luke are showing up on Batuu.
So if you talk to Mike, he'll tell you that Anakin has already been to Batuu, and there's physical evidence in Oga's of his encounter.
Of the
there's
thing,
a blaster damage, right? And I've always been at the thought that they should just rotate out through the different trilogies a villain with some henchmen, and just not ever have them interact with the different timelines. Just they can cover multiple timelines in this space.
Tuesdays are BBY 4 on Batuu.
I just like
Wednesdays
every hour it's a different ABY. Like it's Vader and two OG stormtroopers walking around at one point, and then an hour later it's Kylo and some First Order troopers, and then the next hour it's like Maul walking with some Maul Mandos or something. I always thought that would be an interesting way to mix it up, but it does break the whole timeline idea. So I never thought that was a great
I'm not
idea.
mad at this suggestion. Answer: build another Star Wars park. Just not Tatooine, damn it. Don't build Tatooine.
Jakku.
Is anybody who's watching Return of the Jedi ever wonder how Luke knows that to jam their comlink you use the center switch?
Exactly.
Oh wow, yeah.
Where you're just like,
it's universal. That's every center switch.
Well, then why wouldn't Leia know it?
Yeah, right.
So Jeff could talk about this. When a group of us went to the ranch in October, we entered the back way, so it was through the trees, and we were all leaning forward in the car just because we felt like we were actually on the speeder bikes on Batuu. I mean, on Endor.
It's the rumor is that the funeral pyre scene of Darth Vader was shot at the ranch.
Mm-hmm.
That where he's burning there. So every time I go, I try to find where do the trees line up? Where would they have shot this?
You got to wander around a bit more.
It's sad that we can't all pilgrimage to these spots anymore because all of that was destroyed.
Oh, where they're filming here, it all burned.
Well, that's all the main battle sequence was in an area that was scheduled to be logged. That's why they let them blow shit up.
Yeah, that's why they let them.
So do you think? So you're saying?
I was gonna say the plates for some of this stuff, though, like the what you're watching.
I think the Steadicam stuff that was done right now that probably still exists.
That is, Muir Woods in San Francisco.
Yeah.
You can find some of that stuff.
Do you think that they should change the if they're making the area around the Falcon original trilogy, they should overnight change the dish on the top of the Falcon to the round dish?
Retro dish.
Spencer's obsessed with the dish.
I mean, here's the thing. They should, if you're gonna do it, do it. Don't do the whole thing. If you're gonna do it, do the whole thing. Do it all or don't do it at all.
Right.
I think
Well,
they
this
should redeco the TIE Echelon to make it more like Vader's TIE Fighter or a shuttle, like a Tidarian shuttle.
Yeah.
But that would be more work involved. I think kind of either way, they'd have to probably swap out what's there.
We'll be interested what they do with Oga's now that it's under renovation right now to make it more.
Yeah, I'm wondering what that's going to entail. You know, hopefully Rex stays. We need animatronic Cantina band members in the corner.
No, that'll be Chuck E. Cheese.
I mean,
five nights at Oga's.
Yeah, right.
Oh.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, here comes somebody.
Yes. It's my favorite. Right there.
I like that Ewoks eat rice cakes, to be honest.
Well, yeah, and Yoda eats Lunchables.
Oh yeah, that's funny. For a while, they had that Luke's ration box thing available for purchase on Batu.
How does she know she's not? She's on a different place. Or how do you know that you're not going to just completely poison him? Right? I mean, dogs can't eat chocolate. It's like, oh, here, I'm handing an Ewok whatever the hell this is. It's like, oh, he keels over and dies. Well, now we're screwed.
Or it could be worse.
Written by George Lucas.
What if it was like dropping a freshwater fish in salt water or whatever and it exploded?
Oh, geez.
Yeah. Who knows?
Did you guys see the Billy Lord shoot for Columbia?
Yes, that was amazing.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, for the new gear, right?
Yeah. Give that marketing guy all the praise and awards and promotion.
And then her kids as the Ewoks.
Yeah, it was too much. It was too much for me. I was like, that really got me. I thought that was like wonderful.
It was great. And then also, tying in, Scum and Villainy families as well. Watching Always Believe, seeing Brian, Ashley, and Alice wear all those outfits. I was like, okay, that's actually kind of cool as well.
I need to get one of those.
Speaking of Brian, I have a Luke Endor cosplay, and Brian has my helmet right now.
Ooh.
He borrowed it to wear to Galaxy's Edge on Halloween, and or around Halloween. I haven't gotten it back.
Uh-oh.
So Brian, if you're watching this,
yeah,
I have not forgotten.
Bring it back.
Yeah, I run into Brian and Ashley and Alice fairly regularly on Batu. Alice is going to be like, she's going to have the Star Wars ingrained deep, and I'm sure your kids as well. But they take her there a lot, so she interacts with Chewie and Rey like they're old pals. So.
I love the biker scout costume.
Yeah, that's great.
My kids are not, well, my 11-month-old, who knows? My 5-year-old, like, Star Wars isn't like it's I don't even know how to describe it. It's like, it's just one of those things like breakfast, lunch, dinner, Star Wars. Like, it's just an ever-present thing.
Right.
In her life, to the point that I don't think like it's part of the routine. Her thing, the thing that she loved was Spider-Man.
Yeah, I was gonna say when you guys did your Spider-Man stuff.
And then the other thing that she does, which is like, man, one of the hardest parts about being a dad is she comes out and plays with my 1984 Kenner Justice League figures. And she plays with them like a kid plays with them. And like, I have the Batmobile. I mean, like these are, look at how good of shape this stuff is in.
Yes.
And it's
very nice.
And it all still works.
Oh, nice.
And she is just brutal with it, and I
Like the
you
last
put
scene of the
that-
Lego movie.
exactly.
This is why when my kids were little, I went on eBay and bought them duplicates.
Mm.
So I was gonna do that, but do you know how much the price of the Powers toys has gone up? I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
You need
sure,
reissues or
junk
something.
Wonder Woman.
Oh yes, but I mean, like I have a duplicate Castle Grayskull and Snake Mountain that are beat to shit over there because,
Yeah,
and then the good ones are on the little diorama table over there.
yeah. It is.
Yeah, but Dave, would you actually have bought your kid if you had the flag? Would you actually bought the girls duplicate of the flag just so they could play with it?
I don't know if I would have heard that or not, or that mine would have been under lock and key.
Dave would have made something out of like foam core or something that was
Yeah.
similar.
It might have been one of those people who had like, you know, their own handmade flag that's like the plywood flight deck or whatever. But no, the girls had things and stuff. They had a lot of, but I collected a lot of stuff that was more 70s and semi-indestructible. Like the Fisher Price Husky Helpers is like those things you could beat someone over the head with and they're getting the damage, not the toy. But no, a lot of them got a lot of that Breyer horses and stuff that were duplicates and all sorts of things.
Chewy hungy.
So
Yes.
one of my favorite, let's just like take the same toy and slap another label on it, was when they did the Ewok Village and then they slapped the Robin Hood men Robin Hood Prince of Thieves.
You're talking about even before that. There was the kids Ewoks, the Ewok Cartoon Village that was actually an old Fisher Price treehouse for Fisher Price little people. And then it's the one that expanded, like the
Right,
whole
yeah, that
canopy
popped
came
up and
off
revealed
put
like
in.
the interior and stuff, right?
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But then what Spencer was talking about, they made like Friar Chuck with the same body as the Gamorrean guard.
Yes. It's like Notman, one time, the $6 million man spaceship, I had an opportunity when I was like 10 to buy that at a yard sale. And I don't know, however much they were asking, which was probably like $12 or something, was too
rich
expensive
for your
me at
blood
the time. And I'm like, holy shit, why did I?
Did you guys all collect the Kenner toys?
Oh yeah.
That was my introduction.
So I have
Let's
all
get-
the
let's get-
original Star Wars A New Hope figures in
This is my
various
background that you can't
various
see behind me.
conditions.
There's
Most of
the
them are pretty tore up.
original 12.
And then I as the movies went on, I got less and less of the full sets. So I have a bunch of Star Wars, a handful of Empire, and a few of Jedi because of
Yes.
I was sort of aging out as it
And
were.
over here, I'm refurbing a Falcon.
So there's a guy who does. I'm going to be all over the place. There's a guy on YouTube who does toy refurbishment. His YouTube channel is called Toy Poloi. I am obsessed with it. You never see his face. It is only his hands, and he's British. But he talks like, I don't want to say he talks like, but it's very Bob Ross, but repairing old He-Man, G.I. Joe, Thundercats,
Nice.
Transformer, and Star Wars toys. Like he
That's
dropped
cool.
a video today where he was just like, let's make happy little cloth hoods for the Ewoks that I don't have the plastic ones for,
Nice.
the rubber ones for. And it's British, and since you never see him talk, and it's just his hands doing stuff, everybody should go. Like, and he has some great refurbishment tips for like old Star Wars vehicles, which is super cool.
I have the X-wing that Dave just showed, but the wings are broken because I used to throw it like it was going to fly.
Yep.
Well, that's why I have that one. Is you got to get tips for me. Is I just finished plastic welding the wings back together on that. Took it all the way apart, plastic welded the wings back together so they'll still function.
I did. I had the Kenner. Hey, Amanda.
Hello there.
I had the Kenner TIE Interceptor. My brother had the TIE Fighter, the blue one, not the white one.
Mm-hmm.
And so they were probably like both Return of the Jedi era. It was probably the Return of the Jedi era TIE Fighter. And the piece that connected to the solar panel on the side completely disappeared and broke.
The little like nut looking thing that hooked in the other part connected to.
Yeah, and then on my TIE Interceptor, the peg that holds the wing into the eyeball cracked off. So I went in and I resin 3D printed a new piece for the TIE Fighter and stuck it in. And then on my TIE Interceptor, I filed it down. I plastic super glued or epoxied. First off, I sunk paperclip pins into both for strength, and then glued it onto the wing, and now the TIE Fighter comes back together.
Nice.
Everybody at home's like, what are you talking about?
Yes.
We get
as long
it.
as we're enthralled is all that really matters.
Well, and the people that are watching this channel at this point are those people who would like, oh, I have one of those in the basement. I can fix it that way.
Oh, good idea.
Yeah.
Because I hadn't thought about how to repair the wing.
Okay, so we still the age-old question: how the hell did they find an outfit that big for Leia? Like, was it just sitting around?
They just happened to have some lady's dress that would fit Leia.
Yeah.
Well, Carrie was not a very big person.
Yeah.
Like, maybe that's just a large Ewok dress.
Like the Ewok basketball player.
Yeah, exactly.
The WNB Ewok ladies.
Sindel Tawani's mother.
Right. Right. Ooh, that's a throw.
So, do you know? So Sindel Tawani shows up in the Star Wars Legends as a news reporter on Coruscant later on in I think the X-Wing, Michael Stackpole's X-Wing novels. I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
Eric probably knows that.
I know one of our moderators, Mike, just did a tour of Redwood with Eric Walker, and they did a whole seminar about the Ewok movies.
Mm.
Yeah, and the shooting locations and stuff.
Oh, there we go. Lorenzo's here too, and they see exactly. They know exactly what we're talking about.
Did what was your guys? Okay, so what was your favorite vintage figure, and what was the one that you wanted that you never got? And then the follow up: did you buy it when you became an adult?
I point you to this shelf.
So I would say for me, my favorite Star Wars figure, vintage Star Wars figure, was probably, I will go with either the original Obi-Wan with the plastic cape, which amazing cosplay at the 2017 Bash in Orlando. Someone dressed as him and a Leia with him, which was absolutely amazing.
With their stiff capes.
The stiff capes, which was incredible. But I also loved, and probably one of my favorite characters in Star Wars, Lobot. Like, I love that figure. I would say that I have not been able to yet get to a point where I started buying them back, but I own over 700 Funkos, and it's mostly because, like, okay, well, I can't afford the other stuff, but I can get the red and the blue Snaggletooth. Right now, I can afford that. I can afford $12.99 for those Funkos. So to me, it's like I would love to get some of that back. But I think also I love like when with Power of the Force was the Han and Carbonite, which it was a the clear point that you can figure out. That was actually pretty damn cool.
Mine was always Jedi Luke Skywalker, which I had, but I always wanted Han Endor trench coat, and I never had it. My friend had it, and yes, I have bought it. But honorable mention to Power of the Force, Luke in Stormtrooper disguise.
Oh yeah.
That's
those I really, when they started to do that kind of stuff where you could actually, like with removable helmet kind of stuff, those ones I really got in. I liked those a lot. I really liked my Wampa from the original, with the big, like he had rubber bands in his arms so you could kind of make him swing this big paw.
I did not have the original Wampa.
And let's see. The only one I ever purchased as an adult that I can remember was a Greedo to replace the one that somehow I had lost. So I just wanted to get to the point where I had the same figures that I had when I was a kid, and it was that one figure. But then I was heavily into the Power of the Force 2.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I got, tons and tons of those figures.
I'm going to embarrass myself by showing you. I'm in the midst of a reorganization of my whole office, so please excuse the mess. But Jeff,
preach it to the choir.
I'm going to show you.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think I've seen pictures of your wall of figures.
And then episode
space.
3, and then
oh shit,
it's all the way around. So
that's
those
nice.
that is starting in this corner, 1995. Every single figure in alphabetical release by wave through 2008.
Damn.
Wow.
And then I moved to Los Angeles, and the economy tanked, and I was like, I can keep buying Star Wars toys, or I can keep my apartment. So,
and thus where Ken
I was heavy into Power of the Force 2 from like 95 in pass through the the figures and stuff, and the whatever they morphed into through the prequels.
Yeah.
And then I started to ease off a bit.
So I just pulled a couple of my favorites off my shelf while we're talking. One is the George Lucas as a stormtrooper.
Oh, that's amazing. Is that's a Black Series?
That is a Black Series. Yeah. Kenner there. And then I absolutely adore this figure is the Black Series Droideka.
Oh yeah.
I have mine signed by
John.
Mine's signed
right there.
Mine's signed by Hal.
Yeah. Well, there's my favorite OG figure. Absolutely love
Luke
to death, as you can see. X-Wing Luke, which I never had an X-Wing for him to go with. Never got an X-Wing. So one of the first things that I got when I did is I've got a buddy who does antiques and picking. So this one is absolutely pristine. I don't think there have ever been batteries in the battery compartment, but I put them in just long enough to see that it does light up, it does make the noise, all of the things. So,
I mean, I have crap everywhere, but like, what is it about the vintage toys that are?
I have a Vader that's headless, just like that one.
See,
I have his head, but he is not. They are not attached.
Do you know what one of my favorite Star Wars toys is? Episode 1 E.T.
Yes.
Amazing.
Senate member.
I used to religiously read rebelscum.com. And Kraft Macaroni and Cheese, when they re-released E.T., had these as pack-ins. So I bought a bunch of them because one day I'm going to have a Senate diorama and I'm going to be able to put ET in it because it's like kind of the right scale.
Yeah.
Right.
Nice.
That's fun.
I remember sending the proof of purchase away to get the Emperor in the plastic bag right after Jedi.
I never sent away for a Star Wars figure. I sent away for multiple GI Joes, but
I
never
sent away for
Star Wars.
2 Boba Fett's. Got the first one, was sadly disappointed he did not have rocket firing capability.
Yes.
So I immediately opened the second one to see if he did, as opposed to keeping one in the original packaging all nice and pristine, which is what I should have done.
Yeah.
A lot of what I do now, because I want to complete my Kenner, I want to complete the set, but it's almost like with eBay and stuff, like so much of the fun of it is the stories you make and the hunt for the figure and things. So what I've started to do is there's people online that have scanned the figures and remodeled them. And this isn't it, but I've started to 3D print. This is Mandalorian done in vintage style, but I've started to download the figures and print them, and I'm gonna paint them and create a cabinet that has the yellow card back style and put them all.
Oh, like it's a 97 back or something, whatever.
Yeah.
Unopened
Nice.
Lego Death Star.
I love a removable helmet. That's one of my favorite features that they started to incorporate.
Yeah.
And then when they did the Power of the Force 2 line, did the Vader with the removable helmet. That one was just insane. With the he had his bottom
when they had
on.
Luke and Han on the gas.
See, like every time that I think that I'm done, I get drugged back in. I bought a case just at a show. Well, the case had somebody's labels already put on there. So the case didn't have everybody in it, but it was already labeled. So now I have to go get dupes of the figures for their labels to fill out the case.
I was at my sister lives in Denver, and I was at a vintage shop in Denver, and they had the C-3PO carrying case. The
one behind you, Dave.
The shiny
one he has signed by
one?
Shiny one. I have the matte one from 97 or whatever it was, but the shiny one, and I couldn't not buy it. Was like $125. I couldn't not buy it because I have video of me in 1984 opening it and having it full. Yes.
It's got Anthony's scrawl across the chest right there.
Yeah. I needed it. Again, that was like the thing. I opened that up on Christmas morning. It was full of figures in 1984.
That's pretty cool.
I have the Empire. Viewers, just want to say this. Travis Mitchell just said, "Fantastic work on Fat and Beyond. Let us know you part of the show. Always a highlight of my work week hearing you guys."
Oh, thank you. I hopefully will start doing the show more. It's
Kevin's been doing a lot of stuff lately. That's where we got that bumper. I saw him do the Armando comedy improv show at the Elysian a couple weekends ago, and he did an amazing job with that. But the improvers were the next level.
I still, when I saw that video of him coming out as Silent Bob and playing Han Solo, I was like, okay, that is awesome.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Question.
Yeah, I was at that too.
There. Who is for JC? Who is your favorite Star Wars actor, production crew that you have met so far?
Ooh,
pick favorites. Go.
Like your favorite kid.
Person that I've met that's a Star Wars actor or part of the crew I've met so far. I mean, I'll give a better answer than this, but like the easiest answer is like David Collins, because he and I have been like very close friends for over a decade. But he and I became friends when he was working for Sony Video Games, so I don't know if that counts.
So
He's awesome.
he was your friend before he was a Star Wars.
Yeah. Sam Witwer grew up. He's slightly older than I am, but he grew up like a mile away from where I grew up. And so I don't talk to him very often, but when we're in the same place, it's fun because it's like hanging out with somebody from like you grew up with,
Right.
you know?
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to think
I love Akbar's chair.
of who else I've really enjoyed hanging out with. That's like maybe like not a cheat answer.
All right, give you a minute to do it. We'll go around the room and do it. Spencer, you.
Okay, so favorite con experience with an actor, media actor, I would say was Sam Witwer, hands down. I had a conversation with him at Celebration 19 about I had him sign my Funko of Maul and had him write "He will avenge us," and he said, "What did that scene mean to you?" And I said it was a callback to the death of death of Qui-Gon in Phantom Menace, the way Obi-Wan held him. The whole thing, it's like that's exactly what Dave was going for. It went on a whole speech about that, which I love that. I would say the coolest person that I've met and actually got to spend quality time with, I'd have to say, is Matt Wood.
Okay.
Easily Matt Wood. A group of us got to go to the ranch. Matt gave us the tour,
Yeah,
and we literally got to sit in his office and talk Star Wars for 2 hours. And to me, like that, that's like,
that was a lot
how can this get any cooler? You know? So to me, Matt Wood.
Jeff,
I'm sorry, Dave. There's another thing you didn't get to experience. Being on the bus and looking out the window to see Hal Hickel waiting for us to show up at 3210, and then all of a sudden Lauren Peterson wandering up because he saw a bunch of sci-fi nerds hanging out at his old, work. That was amazing. One of my favorite memories, though, is from Celebration 3. A friend of mine was the handler for Michael Stackpole. And we got to share his slice of pizza after the con from the commissary at the convention center and talk to him about, things. And so that was a really fun experience.
Dave.
Hey, you guys can probably guess mine.
Hello there.
Ahmed Best. Oh, yeah.
No, more than Ahmed. Ahmed was like, I think, a powerful thing for Amelia. But mine is, and I really would not necessarily have before this interaction. Celebration Anaheim is I got an autograph from Ewan McGregor, and I fangirled. Could not remember to breathe in the presence of the man. And like I'm sitting there, and I'm sure he does this to everybody because it's his natural deal. I go up and I put my thing down, and he goes, "Hello there." Nope. Done.
No General Kenobi from Dave.
There was no General Kenobi. There was like the squeaky. Thank you. It's like this.
All right, back to you. I need to say for sure, James Arnold Taylor and I were very good friends. I'm currently I currently see Vanessa and Taylor and Tia all the time. But it's interesting because to me, those people aren't really like, there's not like a barrier to them the same way as like, as like a fan to a celebrity. And maybe that sounds like obnoxious to say, but I don't mean it.
I get that.
Far and away, it was meeting George Lucas and him giving me a hug.
That's very fun.
Which,
yeah,
like
that was ballsy when you told us that story at lunch. Jeff and I were like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah, George Lucas is my number one.
I was gonna say my interactions with George have all been fairly cool. I ran into him at Celebration. Was it 6 after the Detours panel that he came in for with the Robot Chicken guys? So he happened to get ushered out a side door, and I was waiting for my friends that were in the restroom. And all of a sudden, there's George going from one door to another, and it's like, sign my badge, because I didn't have anything else. And that was really cool. But that was like a quick, super fast, like didn't get to say really anything to him. But he raced in the Long Beach Grand Prix twice in the celebrity race.
I was down there. Yeah.
Both times I was stalking the celebrity area well enough that I encountered him out of his race gear, like getting ready to go wherever they go after they leave that paddock area. And, you know, talked to him for a moment and got him to sign something. One of the times he was with Jet when Jet was, you know, not giant Jet like he is now. It was Jet from episode 3. So I got him and I think I asked Jet for the first autograph on his first autograph on a Star Wars figure, which was the 3-pack, which was George, Jet, and was it Katie? In their episode 3 characters. So would have been great to get Katie maybe someday.
It's a 4-pack. It's all 4 of them.
It's all 4 of them? Okay.
Right there.
Anyway, so that was amazing. The funny thing was the first time that I encountered him at the Grand Prix, he came walking out and I saw him, so I like beeline to where he was heading, and the whole time some kid who was down, like they would fence off the area. Kid was down the fence about 30 feet, calling for him, George, like he had something for him to sign or something. And all I remember was the kid saying, "You promised," but never came over to where George was standing to actually get the autograph. He just kept calling for him from down the fence. And I'm like, I just went to where he was and handed him something over the fence, and he signed it. Yeah. So yeah, it's interesting to meet the maker for sure.
Yeah. The Rebel or the Imperial bunker here on Endor that Jeff just admitted he's when you look when we get back there, Han throws the things and the guy does, like, when they come back, if you look at the like power generating part, good trivia question, though the silos that are there that are shooting the
lightning or whatever
are red Solo cups.
Oh shit.
Turned upside down.
That's
When we get back, everybody who's watching with us, when we get back, look at, I think Fawn Davis told me that.
That's amazing.
Take a look
VCN
at
Hall of
it.
Famer.
Upside down red Solo cups, which is fun.
Fawn's another great Star Wars related person.
Yeah, again, I would hang out with Fawn before I knew he did Star Wars stuff. So it's like a weird
Well,
did you ever interact with Grant Imahara at all?
I loved Grant.
Grant was a great guy.
Yeah.
Grant, I'll tell a story about Grant. He when I first got into 3D printing, it was February of 2020. And I was having a lot of trouble. And I got so frustrated with it. I was like, I'm just going to take this thing and throw it out my front door. Screw this. I'm done. And Grant heard through a mutual friend that I was having trouble. And he texted me. I'd crossed paths with him, but didn't know him. Texted me. He's like, hey, I hear you're having trouble. And he came over to my house and took the printer apart, showed me how it all functions and works, so I could like diagnose problems myself, and he got it up and running for me.
Nice.
Which was just my wife took a picture of me and Grant working on it from behind, that I absolutely love. And then he, tragically died 5 months after that.
Wow.
Which was not fun, not good, not a good day for the Scum and Villainy community.
Yeah, for sure.
But he was wonderful. Grant was.
I ran across him a few times here and there, but one of my favorites was at Celebration 2015 in Anaheim, as I was dressed as one of my cosplays, Fat Mickey Vader, I saw him and I had to get a photo with him. I think he was with his girlfriend at the time, who was a Admiral Akbar Playboy bunny.
Yeah,
Which
Jenny.
was amazing. Those girls did such an amazing job with those
Yeah.
that whole set of characters. But yeah, he was a very cool guy.
I have the most surprising, I think, celeb encounter. I've worked in media for a very long time, so I've crossed paths with so many people. From Taylor Swift back when she just signed the CAA to, everybody, and just everybody. And I will say, do you know who one of the coolest celebrities is that I've ever encountered that nobody would say, like, oh, that person's really real? Pepper Potts, Gwyneth Paltrow.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
I was doing a thing I did some work for Goop for a while, and we did a thing with her at her house, and we were there for hours. And like, she was so real and funny and normal and like not pretentious and not like,
that's cool.
So easy to talk to and welcoming. It was crazy. The other one, Colin Farrell.
Really?
Wow.
Absolutely awesome dude. I did a Hollywood Reporter roundtable with him. He was awesome. Also,
nice.
Like, kind of cheat code, Rosario Dawson.
Yeah, she's very cool, yes.
I did Hollywood Reporter roundtable with Rosario. And she came over and wanted to know about the keyboard on my laptop, because each of the keys have their own LED light, and so you can animate the keys or whatever. It's a Razer gaming laptop. And so she was asking about it, and I was like, oh, by the way, it's just wonderful in Clerks 3. But it was like 6 months before Clerks 3 came out.
Oh, because you were helping Kevin?
And I had obviously seen it. And she was like, what? I was like, oh, I'm like assistant edit with Kevin. And then everybody got mad because Rosario and I were best buds, swapping stories. And she took a selfie of me and her and sent it to Kevin. I was like,
nice.
Awesome.
Very cool.
So Ahsoka Tano is wonderful too.
Yes.
I remember watching her in Kids when I was in high school. So
yeah.
So the old man, they're now saying is Rex. What's your thoughts on that?
Oh,
that's a funky retcon, I think.
I think so too.
Yes.
I mean, he has a similar look, but the galaxy's a huge place. So.
I know.
Nobody else can have a goatee ever.
Well,
like gray beard.
There's my smallest ever autograph right there.
From Fawn.
From Fawn.
Oh,
That is right. That is Fawn Davis, because I knew him from Mouser Mecha Catbot before I knew him.
Yeah, him and Grant did a lot of that BattleBot stuff, didn't they?
Yeah. The I lost it again.
Yeah, it is heartening to know that Gwyneth Paltrow is a nice individual, because she is such a good actress that there's one film, and I can't remember what it is right now, that she played such a bitch in that film that is the image that I have all over the place. And I'm just like, I hate you. Like when they made her Pepper Potts, I'm like, I hate you. But it's because you're a good actress in whatever film.
Right.
She presents very like snooty, like British monarchy, I feel like, in like with Goop and when she does interviews and things like that. But like one-on-one, like hanging out in the back house at her residence was just like, oh, you're really cool. Like very, very cool. So
I enjoyed her back to Great Expectations.
Yeah.
And she was great for that. But also, people don't remember is she was young Wendy in Hook.
What?
Oh yeah.
Before Maggie Smith, it was Gwyneth. And when Peter keeps on coming back to visit Wendy, it's Gwyneth.
Wow. My wife was trying to watch Hook last night. It's so interesting that came out.
And also, I don't know if you know this one, it leads to Star Wars when they're flying to Neverland and it's sprinkle pixie dust and two people are making out on the bridge and start flying up. It's George and Carrie.
Wow.
Fun connection there.
At the time.
Man.
At least Ewoks with their sticks.
Weird.
Okay, here's the question for you, JC. The saddest scene in a movie, either one, the Ewok dying, or two, the horse in Neverending Story.
Oh. I'm gonna go with the Ewok dying because we used to have a drink at Scum and Villainy called Atreyu's Tears.
Oh,
And it was when you ordered it, we have like stream decks behind the bar and we can trigger videos and music. When you ordered it, it would be on a glass and we'd have the horse on the glass, like a little toy plastic horse on the glass. And when we handed it over the bar, we'd knock the horse into the drink and it would slowly sink. And then we'd hit the button and on all the screens in the bar and the PA system, it would be like Artex, no, you're sinking. No. Like and Atreyu would be screaming at the horse. We sold so many of those drinks that we bought Amazon out of toy plastic horses.
So you can't sell it anymore because you can't replace them.
Menu.
Yeah. So when I met Noah Hathaway, I actually had to get that scene signed because I was like, why not? Like, to me, that's like, if you get a scene signed by, Atreyu, that's
How dare you?
Oh.
So, John Ottman's talking.
A Mad Max Fury Road drink where you spray your tongue? What?
Didn't you do some kind of like, what's it called? What do they say when they do that?
Yes, we had a drink called the Furiosa that we would use like silver glitter cake spray and frost the top of the drink. And then it became a thing where the customers wanted to be like witnessed.
Yeah, witness me.
And so the bartender, I can't remember how it would go, but like the bartender would say like, I live, I die, I live again. The customer would be like, witness me. And we'd spray their face with silver cake spray. But there were two types of silver cake spray. There was one that was like vanilla, and there was one that just tasted like the butane accelerant.
Oh.
And so we stopped selling that drink because the company that made the vanilla one was like disappeared. And so we could only get the one that was like spraying butane and nasty, and then nobody would drink the drink. So.
I love those special drinks and when they trigger something like that when you're in the bar. It's really fun. The Ghostbusters theme all the time. Yeah.
Also, going back to this, what a world we live in where we got a Han Solo with ATST driver helmet action figure in like 2007, 2008. How wild.
So everybody, you got to go back and once you we need a new action figure. well, there was that one time that one guy did that one thing, and we
Yeah.
never produced that.
Well, there was a lot of that when it came to some of those figures that were like very limited screen time. But
So,
let's do it.
I
And
think
we
it's
bought
a-
them.
I think it's a good time right now for maybe another giveaway. So, JC,
More
what do you
trivia?
got?
Oh, more trivia. Let's see. What could I?
We got any Ewok related ones?
I mean, the Ewok question that I always ask is like a tiebreaker, which won't work here. So this is not the question, but I'm always like, how many Ewoks can you name? Like 1 point for each. So it's, you do like Wicked, Ramba, Nisa, Paplu, Tebow, Chief Chirpa, Logray, Lektar, Nippet. That's 9.
I love that
Sherbet.
chicken walker.
Yeah. And that's also one of those questions when I ask in the bar, people are like, who knows the name of Ewoks? And then it's like always like the one person who knows like 12.
I was gonna go. Does the cartoon count too? It's like,
I don't know the cartoon enough. Nisa
Or
I know
the-
from the cartoon.
Or
Yeah.
the Ewok adventure movies.
The truck.
the Ewok movies.
Oh, we're getting to the point we're going to get back inside. You guys will be able to see the red Solo cups.
Nice.
We were talking about this on one of our things the other day. Was one of the best marketing campaigns was for actually Solo, and they actually did the Solo cups as in the supermarkets.
Yeah.
One of the funniest things at the Solo premiere after party was the red Solo cup Millennium Falcon that somebody had made out of red Solo cups.
But if you got a trivia question, we can do that, or
I think.
Oh,
there
yeah,
is
I gotta
a
do
Robert
trivia.
Watts action figure, Notman. Pretty sure there is one.
Yeah, there you go. Isn't there one?
Pretty sure there is one. I think I took
Of
one and
which?
had him sign it.
Of
Robert
which?
Watts action figure.
Robert Watts.
General, what's his name? The AT-AT driver commander guy.
Oh.
I think that was Julian Glover.
Oh, was that Julian
Julian
Glover?
Glover's General Beard.
No, because I haven't met Julian Glover.
Oh, I'm confusing the characters. Sorry.
Let's see. What would be a good trivia question about Return of the Jedi? What can I pull out my brain right now on the spot?
Flippy Luke.
I don't know. I'm thinking,
think about that.
Isn't it annoying that the action figure for Leia on this Endor and speeder bike, the helmet could come off, but the Luke one couldn't? That upsets me to this day. I'm trying to take inspiration from
It's the
looking
hair.
around
You got to see the hair.
my
Can't waste the look at that hair.
office. Return of the Jedi. All right. Let's go into let's see.
Ooh, booyah. Good
I mean, I could go deep. That would not be fair, where it's like
You never know. Somebody might not. We have a handful of viewers.
Man, old buddy.
like Tales from Jabba's Palace book. Has anybody read that? I could pull a nugget from there.
I don't know if our knowledgeable book people are in the crowd.
No,
tonight
we
or
have
not.
a lot of people in the chat tonight, so there might be.
You never know.
Let's do. Okay, well, I will do a Tales from Jabba's Palace question.
Nice.
Luke Skywalker offers Jabba the Hutt a gift, which is R2D2 and C3PO. Jabba the Hutt offers Boba Fett a gift. During the time of Return of the Jedi. What is the gift that Jabba offers Boba Fett? Now I'm the a-hole. Everybody's like, I haven't read that book since it came out. It's just something that I remember.
Sister.
And I'll give you, well, all right, if nobody gets that, I'll come up with another, in a couple minutes, I'll come up with another one.
Well, I can't win, but I Googled it and I found out.
Don't tell people that.
There you go.
No, it's not that one. Though there's that great comic book in Crimson Reign that talks about how when Leia met Kira with the frozen Han Solo.
Yeah, I'm kind of leaning where Travis went.
But it's
he's not wrong in one capacity.
From a certain point of view.
Certain exactly.
From a certain point of view.
I will.
So let's
it's there, winner, real winner.
It is.
The Ewok question was not really a question. That was just an example of a question, John.
No, because we named like 47. JC named like 47 Ewoks.
Yeah.
No, yeah, that was Ewok was an example. It wasn't an actual. It is Leia.
Good job, Sherry.
Sends Leia into Boba Fett's quarters as to do what he wants, and Boba Fett is like, I'm not that type of person. And
he's an upstanding bounty.
Yeah, he allows Leia. I think he allows Leia. And again, I'm reaching back probably over 30 years here, but I believe he lets Leia. He covers her up and lets her sleep in his bed. In that.
Nice, Sherry. So I do have your email, and we'll talk about shipping later on. I mean, your address.
You know how to get a hold of us, Sherry.
Yes, very good, Jacostanu.
Zoom Costanu.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe that it was because I don't know that I've ever read that, but I was thinking maybe it was something similar to the Rancor that echoes what happens in the book of Boba Fett, where the Fett twins gift Boba a Rancor so he can learn to ride it. I thought maybe
I was leaning towards a slave girl.
That.
But I think I'd actually heard that at some point. It vaguely sounds familiar.
So what?
Not that I read the
Jason,
book, but somebody was talking about it or something.
What's your thoughts on what was the original draft of this movie? Spoiler alert: when Vader dies, that Luke puts the helmet on and said, "Now I'm the Vader."
Oh, I can't. I'll tell you. My least favorite, I don't think we have enough time left on the live stream to get into it. But my least favorite Star Wars what if theory of all time is Darth Jar Jar, like Jar Jar the Sith. My least favorite. And I can go into it, but look, in terms of Star Wars, like Jar Jar represents innocence and purity, and Jar Jar is a reflection of all of us nerdy little kids growing up who were taught if you show the world the things that you like and who you are, you're going to get beat up on the playground. And Jar Jar, as portrayed by Ahmed Best, was unapologetically himself throughout that entire movie. Jar Jar, why were you banished? If I was like, Jeff, why were you
He's a clumsy
bar? You'd be like, well, it's a funny story. And you would be like, I was a drunk fool. Jar Jar was like, oh, I was clumsy. Like
Yep.
Jar Jar just is who he is.
Yeah.
Unapologetically, and I think there's a lesson in that, and I think there's a bit of self-reflection that the society needs to do in hating that character so much. Like, what does that say about you as a person that you feel the need to tease and put that type of archetype down? Anyway,
Right.
feel similarly about Luke Skywalker and becoming a bad guy. Like, there's no way that Luke Skywalker, who allows
like
himself to die to prove the point that he believes there's still good in his dad, then takes that moment to become the bad guy.
Right.
Who should I?
I knew you were going with that. I knew you were going.
I'm just saying.
No, because he knows that I am a Last Jedi loyalist, so he loved to bust my balls on that one.
Well, I'm just going, okay, I'm not saying it couldn't happen. I wanted the backstory on why instead of the Canto Bite and all the rest of the bullshit. Tell us why Luke is a grumpy old man hiding on an island instead of the other randomness.
Yes.
So you're
like,
not a fan
that would
of
have been the perfect time to give us Mara Jade and the fact that, oh, where's Luke's kids? We got Ben, we got Han and Leia's kids. Where's Luke's kids? Oh, they're dead. Oh, that's why.
Yeah, more motivation. So you aren't a fan of Darth Jar Jar based on how much you like the Jar Jar character just in general.
Well, I
from the
think I
prequels?
saw a life-size one hanging out over there in the corner.
I do have a life-size Jar Jar in the corner of my room. I just look. What happened? My thing with Jar Jar is, for a long time, it was, as a Star Wars fan, you could just be like, I'm a Star Wars fan. And you were a Star Wars fan. Like you were, like, everybody knew how big of a Star Wars fan you were.
You were the Star Wars fan, yeah.
You were the Star Wars fan. And then, you know, as the internet took over, like, you know, and I'm sure you guys know, like, first it was like the most popular character was Boba Fett, and then it was Wedge, and then it was Akbar, and then it was like Porkins, thanks to Family Guy, and like all of these different Star Wars, and then General Veers, like every like kind of side Star Wars character had their moment of the internet justifying why they're the coolest character. You know, Wedge is like, he survived all the attacks from all the movies, and Veers, you know, like everybody has their justification from the internet about why they're the best character.
By the way, today's age, it's Ben Quadraneros.
Ben Quadraneros, correct. But
best pod racer.
Years ago, you know, like I was on the Wedge train, and I'm going to sound like a stupid hipster, and I don't mean it this way, but like I was all about Wedge until the internet became all about Wedge. And now I'm just one of the mass of people that likes Wedge. So I've always, and not as much anymore, but like as the Star Wars fan struggling to find identity in a world that was quickly, everybody was becoming Star Wars fans, I would search for that, and I would kind of hop character to character as my favorite and have a justification for it. And then it got to the point where it was just like, well, all the cool characters have been taken over by the internet. And I was like, I'm just going to like get into Jar Jar. And the more I dove into Jar Jar and the psychology of Jar Jar and all of those things, the more I really started to fall in love with the character for the archetype that it is, and how important that person was to those movies, especially at that time. And I just thought it was interesting how all of us who got beat up and teased because of the things we loved, we were 18, 19, 21, 22, 23. We took and internalized the way that we were ostracized And then when we saw something that we didn't like, that was a little bit goofy and a little bit different, we behaved towards that thing the same way that we were teased for liking Luke Skywalker. And it really like became less of like me trying to be counterculture or whatever and buck the trend. And it really became a passion for me as I started to think about it more and more, and how important that is. And how many kids like Jar Jar, how many of our little brothers like Jar Jar, or our little cousins. And then it was like, you know, I have a guy I work with whose son was 6 years old and was like, Jar Jar's my favorite. And the dad's like, Jar Jar sucks. No, he doesn't. Like, the kid sees himself in that character. Like, he doesn't suck. That's so important. And you are just perpetuating this idea that somebody who is different, somebody who doesn't fit in, somebody who might be on the spectrum, somebody who might talk a little bit funny or whatever it is, is the intent. The way to survive society is to put that person down. And I have become such, it's like not even Jar Jar apologist. It's like, you know, for 10 plus years, I've been trying to be like, oh my gosh, you guys, like, the way that people feel about Jar Jar is like, you're echoing the thing that happened to you. The reason you're doing that, the reason you're rejecting him, is because you were taught that. And if you were never taught that, kids love Jar Jar. Anyway, sorry, I'm gonna get off my soapbox.
No,
that's fine.
Obviously, it's triggering.
Dave is all about whatever you're saying about Jar Jar. So.
No, I appreciate that greatly, because, like I said, I did not appreciate Jar Jar when he came out, because I was, you know, a later college student when the prequels came out, but my youngest daughter has loved Jar Jar from the minute she saw him on screen, to the point where, you know, I had to create her a Jar Jar cosplay at like 6. Mm-hmm. And it's like, so, you know, and the moment when I got to take her to meet Ahmed Best, that's an amazing moment. So I appreciate it greatly. And, you know, I think it's amusing that, you know, she's grown and that's no longer like her favorite character, but it always holds a space, and it's an important thing to see that. And I try and introduce children to Jar Jar myself. Is I don't have the life-size 3D, but I have from the prequel era, the like racers, the Walmart stand-up where he had like the little thing to the side. I use that to put my objectives on in my classroom where I teach children. Is Jar Jar holds a sign every day with our objectives. It's like, this is what we're going to do.
That made me so happy in 2019 at Celebration Chicago when Ahmed got his flowers.
Yeah, got an ovation in the theater there in Chicago. Yeah.
But that was the thing is that, you know,
and everybody has their entries. This is like, you know, for Sam is relates to Maul the way we did to Vader.
I mean, what I took out of that experience with Ahmed getting his flowers was it was the kids of the prequels that were the parents at that time, and they were bringing their kids to Star Wars for the first time, and that the kids that love Jar Jar were now introducing Star Wars to their kids, and they were
playing it up. Yeah,
they were so happy to see Ahmed Best there. Like,
well, I'm ready to see Jar Jar #1, where Jar Jar meets Keller and Beck.
Speaking of which, are you going to go to the signing next month down the street at the Golden Apple?
Golden Apple. Ryan from Golden Apple texted me. I got to get back to him. So yes.
So me and a couple other people will probably end up being down there as well.
Ahmed's been to Scum and Villainy. He did a podcast with Stephen Glickman there once upon a time.
Very cool.
2019, I think.
Yeah, I miss Yub Nub. Where's the Yub Nub?
Yeah, they really needed to start with Yub Nub and then transition into this other nonsense.
Okay, I love you're watching the Coruscant scene right now. You see a crowd surfing stormtrooper.
Oh yeah.
Well, is that That's more like they're going to toss him off the edge or something.
I know that, but I'd say it's I crowd surfing.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is definitely the inferior celebration song, though, I have to say.
Okay, so Sebastian Shaw or Hayden at the end of this movie, JC?
I mean, it's got to be Sebastian Shaw.
Yeah, for sure.
I understand Hayden and tying it in, but okay, you go back to the point that before Anakin became Darth Vader, and this is his true spirit type of thing. But
yeah, the explanation, I don't know.
But no, it's got to be. It's got to be. Look, I love the special edition. I believe that George has every right to go back and change, improve, update for future generations, whatever you want to call it. I think my only issue with any of this is that the version that came out originally is not available to consume at all. And there's no real way for us to go back and revisit that experience that we had as a kid, unless you
have it hoarded away on VHS over there on the shelf.
Yeah, or you just
I have the laser disc in my living room underneath my laser disc player that I never use.
I have the laser discs, the black box set laser discs that came with the book. I have, I think there's a Lapti Neck music video on those laser discs also. But I acquired through somehow the will of the Force. I have film scans of all the movies in 4K, the original film.
Nice.
So, occasionally at Scum and Villainy we'll play them there.
So I think that Notman wants us to have like Clue from the 1980s, that you go to a different theater and you get a different ending and you don't know which one you're getting until you walk in.
Oh, that would actually kind of be funny.
I mean, it's interesting though, right? The exact opposite argument can be made because you can say, like, just the way we talked about, is it Star Wars or is it A New Hope? You know that when that movie came out, if it played in a certain type of stereophonic movie theater, that Aunt Beru's dialogue was different. The voice, Aunt Beru was voiced over, and there's a difference in the dialogue in two different versions of A New Hope.
Oh wow!
Or I should say Star Wars.
Yeah.
In Empire Strikes Back, the shot at the very end, I believe, of the Falcon outside the Nebulum B medical frigate, where it's attached there, that was added for home video release. It didn't make and theatrical re-release. It didn't make the theatrical cut. So even if you're talking about like, wow, the way it came out in theaters, that has always been inconsistent with Star Wars. Now, obviously, the special editions are a much more
bigger overhaul
change than a little thing here or there. But there is no definitive cut of those movies as it was. Like what each of us may have seen in the theater in 1977 could have had different audio to it. So anyway.
So there's no definitive version even back then, kind of.
Yeah. So a couple questions before we close out today. First of all, thank you very much for joining us tonight, JC.
Yes.
What in your estimation, what is the appropriate watch run?
Oh. So I have to say 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3 because that's the way I saw them and that's the way I fell in love. Sam Witwer showed a friend of his named Dave Gentoli Star Wars in order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And he had never seen it. He didn't know I Am Your Father. He didn't know anything. And Sam has told the story many times of watching a grown man watch Star Wars for the first time and how the emotional beats are completely different. Watching it that way, but how it all still works and how it all still plays out. And so it is a compelling argument to listen to Sam Witwer talk about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I will never show it to anybody in that order.
Awesome. Well, before we close out, is there anything you would like to say about Rendezvous and everything that's going on?
We're gonna have a cool event on the 7th. Check it out. Check out Scum and Villainy. Ooh, Villainy is Villa.
Oh, I spelled it wrong. Sorry. You know where I've actually pulled that from?
.com. Join the fleet. It's going to be a super cool thing. It's going to be a really cool thing. So get involved there. We're going to, I really want to create, I don't know. Look, this is wonderful. And the internet and what you guys are doing is amazing. Like, I could sit here and talk to you guys all night. But also, again, like Spencer, Jeff, and I got to sit in a spot and eat mozzarella sticks and pretzel, Bavarian pretzel. And there's just something about being in the same room with people and feeling their energy. And so that's really what we're trying to do at Scum and Villainy, is create that. So that when everybody's hanging out at Virtual Cantina watch-alongs every Thursday night, but we're all in the same city in, 2027 for Celebration, like we've all got a spot to go, and it's you get to meet like some of your best friends for the first time. And it's a weird thing to say, but like, these are people that you spend a ton of time with, but have never met in person, that you're going to have the opportunity to meet in person. And I want the space that you do that to feel like home, to feel like a spot you've never been to, but have visited 1,000 times in your mind.
Oh yeah.
I will say that with normie friends within our drive of myself, I spend more time at the airport or driving to a con to hang out with VCN people than people that live closer to me, because of the VCN family has become our go-to. And we traveled the world together. We went to Japan together. We went to London together. We did, celebrations. Just so very, very excited about this opportunity. And when you had reached out to us through Jeff, so I want to thank Jeff in that capacity. For us to get involved on the ground level, it was a no-brainer for us, because it was like we have the same goal, and it's just making the fandom that much like it's a place that you can richer, and also a place where you could be like, other than Celebration, which is the first time I've actually felt like I belonged in a location. Like I was the Star Wars guy. But I'm in a room with 70,000 other Star Wars people. To me, that was like, okay, cool. I could be myself. I could talk about what I want, and no one's going to judge me for loving Star Wars or loving any fandom or anything of that nature. So very, very excited about that. And also what I say is that if you are going and got the invitation to go to the Founding Fleet event next week, Jeff will be going with a bunch of our members to that event. So you can say hi to him. Jeff will probably be wearing something VCN, so you can come in, chat, and everything of that nature. But really, 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 this has been absolutely fantastic, JC. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Let me interrupt real quick, JC. That is the day after my birthday, by the way. So if you do see me, buy me a drink.
It's
But-
like, you guys, we've all seen Return of the Jedi a billion times.
Yes.
But we've never seen it together. And it's just a different. It's like seeing something again through like other people's eyes. It's like, it's a wonderful. It's so much fun. Like, this is so much fun for me. So I'll come back and do it with whatever you want, whenever you want.
Yeah, it's absolutely
would be
fantastic. We
Excellent.
absolutely love it. Before we close out, Dave, is there what's going on the network?
There's always fun stuff going on the network. It is cold outside. It is going to snow again. There's going to be all sorts of stuff. Stay inside and stay warm in front of your television with the Virtual Cantina Network. Is tomorrow we have a new Life at Lightspeed. I am sure Colin is going to be talking about all kinds of Star Wars news for the week. We've got the Jedi Archives are on this Sunday. Monday, of course, we have a new episode of Clone Wars Revisited. They are at the Mortis arc, people. They're getting right
Some good
into the crazy metaphysical religious Star Wars lore, the heaviest part of it. Like, this is a time to tune in. If you want to understand Ahsoka season 2, you need to watch the next couple of episodes of Clone Wars that they're covering. So be there.
Oh, yeah.
And then several people who have been on here on the chat at various points have started joining us for the Tuesday night watch or the Tuesday night happy hour on Zoom. Okay, Tuesday nights starting at 7 Eastern, we all get on Zoom, we hang out, we do this with everybody. You don't have to just be in the comments. You can actually be on screen with everybody, or keep your camera off and just talk and
or just lurk. We have a handful
about
of people,
everything. Or lurk is a
that
lot
love
of
to
people
come in and
kind
just
of like
listen.
come in and just hang out and just let us know when you're there, so we don't think you're a Zoom bomber.
We should do VCN happy hour with Scum and Villainy, and I'll have my bar manager Audrey put together an ingredients list like 2 weeks out, and we'll do alcoholic and non-alcoholic versions of our cocktails that you can that we can do it at home.
We
Nice.
like that. We
That
actually
sounds
have that
familiar.
concept. One of our shows, the I Know Show, is they put out a mocktail for every episode. I think it was a little
Sometimes
bit of
they're
a
hit and miss.
disaster the last episode. The hot callus did not go over well. But I think,
That definitely sounds like a plan for sure.
But we definitely have opportunities for a lot of cross branding stuff and stuff working together and everything of nature. But once again, JC, thank you so much for joining us. We will see you again next week. We'll let you know hopefully soon when we figure out what we're going to do now as we're getting ready for March Mando-ness, which we're going to be getting ready for the Mandalorian and Grogu movie, as well as Maul, the Shadow Lord. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. From Jeff, from Dave, from JC, this is Spencer saying, may the Force be with you.
May the Force be with you.
always.
Always.